Problema, Pierre.
Everybody sit down.
Greetings, Colonel.
I said sit down! Now, you know how I don't like to use the sit-down gun, but this morning we just don't have time for mucking about. Major Allied cities have come under attack.
Nazis?
Close your mouth.
Hello, hello, hello.
Oh, hello, Zorak. Braxton,
I am very attracted to you.
I can hurt you.
Oh, waka chicka wow.
Hello, and welcome back to the channel. It's your boy. He's back. We're in a new place, and we're stoked. How's everybody doing? How you peeps doing? Everybody's up in here? We're here. We're hype. We're testing out Streamyards. I could send Noah the link. You know what I'm saying? I could send that boy the link. You know what I mean? How could I do this? You know? And that's a question I often ask myself, and I say fucking easily. You know what I mean? That's what I do. You know? Because sometimes, people are like this.
I don't know, you and me are like Coke and icy. Coke and icy. Together, two and two, it will become yummy. Oh, so yummy. You want me, make you happy. I need you right now, hurt me. Love is okay, but not in a homo way. No homo. I know this sometimes, see, we do talk like a baby. Talk like baby. Finally, I know this, you love me like you love mommy. Love your mother. Coca cannot leave icy. Love you like sugar daddy. Motherfucker, love is okay, but not in a homo way.
You know, sometimes you gotta play the jams. Sometimes you have to slide right in there. You just gotta get on that bike and you gotta ride. You gotta pedal. And when you do, ooh, it feels good. Oh, yeah. So how's everybody doing tonight? What's going on? How's everybody feeling? You guys feeling it in your loins? Like I am? You know? You know? But yeah, it's good. We're back. Sort of set up. Kinda. Little Mark Schultz piece in the background there, you know? Games, comics, things, you know? I don't know. My plan is to be able to switch over here to this camera, right over here. We've got a camera over here. We got things we can look at my new traditional art desk. You know what I'm saying? What up, KSS? I see you there. Emo Trash. Mark from Mark's Music Obsession. You know what I'm saying? Got K-pop in here. We got a young, virile Noah Mactudis. You know what I'm saying? He's feeling good about himself. He's feeling fine. He's holding his own. He has nothing to be embarrassed about. Nothing. You know? That's just me. I'm just saying. You know? Saying smash that like and subscribe and stuff. I don't know. You know? It's just how it is. It's what you gotta do.
All right, let's get straight to the biscuits. At 0800 hours this morning, an American soldier was eaten by a Nazi dinosaur.
That's a Tyrannosaurus Rex.
No, Claire, that's a Tyrannosaurus Rex. Try thinking first before you open your mouth.
You know? Ladies, why don't you think a little first? You know what I mean? That's all I'm saying. Don't just come out saying whatever comes off top of your dome. Don't do that. You know? All right. So, here's what we're going to do. We're going to see how this works. We're going to flick. We're going to flick. Oh, please don't go, girl. We're going to flick the wrist. We're going to switch cameras. You know? We're going to see if this works. Oh! All right, and then I roll. I don't know if you'll hear the roll, but I'm going to roll over here. And I'm going to look. I got weird things I could look at, right? Like, you know, I've got this Godzilla Essentials, which is like essentially See what I did there? Essentially. Like an artist edition. It's in black and white. You get to see all the detail, no colors or anything like that. You know how it is? Exactly, KSS. Because I'm not a woman, I will not make that kind of foolish mistake. You know what I'm saying? Listen, Emo, you can get yourself a Nazi dinosaur. They're out there. And they are hungry. You know what I mean? You don't think my mic rolled? Oh, hold on. Are you sure? Are you sure? You guys can't hear me? Is that what you're saying? Is there lies? Hold on. Hold on. Hold on. Is there lies in my chat? People liars. So I don't like that. You're saying, is there lies? Hold on. Hold on. There. Son of a bitch. All right. Now, hey Glenn, how you doing? What's up? Okay, here we are. We're right here. Look. Look. This stream is so anime. It's got a Backy the Grappler figure for fighting. My mic is a little low. Really? Really? I'm telling you. Cadillacs and... Listen, okay, hold on. Hold on. Hold on. Hold on to the night. Hold on. What we got here? Hold up. Hold up. Hello, Angela Curry. How are you doing tonight? What is going on? Why are there 14 people here? Sweet zombie Jesus. Guys, calm the hell down. Okay. Here's what's happening. Here's what's happening. If I can find this thing, KSS, you will be stoked. I'm going to stand up and roll over here and see if I can grab this thing. If you guys can still hear me, I like it. I like it for you. I like it for me. I like the bands that you like. Well, no, I don't. That's a lie, and I know it's true. Okay. I'm taking this out of its pristine special case for you, KSS. Man of 1,000 names. All right, look at this. This is what we got here. Capcom Cadillacs and Dinosaurs arcade marquee. The fucking weird shit that I have, you know? You know what I'm saying? It's just how it is. That's all I can say. You know? You know? Oh, hello! Black lives are black scamps. Good day to you, sir or ma'am. I will not assume your gender, even though there are only two of them. You know what I mean? That's all I'm saying. And in case Black lives are black scamps is new here. Like to have fun. I know he's not. Or she's not. But you know what I mean?
Women.
You know? And that's just how it goes. Good day to you, sir. What is up, Mo Biggs? How are you living? The Mo, the crack, the king of the crack rock himself. Rolling into our humble chat, saying hello. You know? That's just how it is. Like, these are the plans. Like, listen, don't go chasing waterfalls. Man, Noah? Are you going to make me show this video? Like, are you going to make me show this video? Is that what you're doing right now, Noah? Young Noah Mactudis coming in here hot off of not chasing any waterfalls. You know what I mean? Like, this is incredible. You know? You never make anyone do anything. But Noah, you get right to the edge, right? Like, you push people right to the edge, you know? And they don't need to pay for the seat anymore because they only need the edge, you know? Noah, I'm going to tell you a little secret. Even if you delete the video from sending it to me on Twitter, I still see the video. Do you know what I'm saying? I still have that video, Noah. Yeah, Noah is the fluffer of edging people. You know what I mean? He'll come in here, he'll come in off these streets, right? Like a vagrant, like a vagabond. And he will come in here and he will straight up show you what's up. You know what I'm saying? Damn. It's incredible. Listen, KSS, don't come in here trying to start beef with Mo Biggs. You know, he's not about that life. You know, he's got a crack rock empire to maintain. He doesn't have time for your lowly side of the streets. He doesn't have time. He doesn't have time for the slums. He doesn't have time for what, some kind of cheap coin. You know what I'm saying? No, sir. He does not. But yeah, I don't know. You know, we got some fun stuff to do here. You know, and I don't know. I don't know what I'm gonna do. Like, I just kind of fired this up because, you know, I kind of was wanting to test the waters of Streamyards. You know, I can pull this stuff down here so it's kind of more in view. And so, yeah, I guess, yeah, bow. You know? Straight up crack rock, everybody. You know what I'm saying? Listen, I could read to you. Look, I got all kinds of weird stuff, right? Like, I could pull this out. This IDW, the man with the getaway face. Got some Darwin Cook action here. You know what I mean? Probably a lot of people haven't seen this, but I actually like this oversized format. You know what I mean? No, I didn't forget how to stream K-pop. The fact that you would even dare suggest such a thing is incredible to me. Right? Like, yes, and don't chase them, Noah. Don't chase these waterfalls. Right? The fact that someone would even dare suggest that I can't stream, I could roll in here with this pencil sharpener and be more interesting and more entertaining than 99.999% of the people in this community. And I have no problem saying that because you all bore the fuck out of me. It's fucking sad. But that's alright. That's not what we're here to do. I'm not here to burn bridges or set the island on fire. You know what I mean? I'm here to have fun. I'm here to look at some weird books and talk about them. You know what I mean? Alright, here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna get into something, right? You know, I could get into Kentaro Miura's King of Wolves, but out of respect for Mo, I won't show any manga today. You know what I'm saying? I won't do it. You know what I'm saying? Man, listen. Somebody's equipment's dusty and full of cobwebs, you know what I'm saying? But, you know, hey, that's a different story. You know. But, you know, might have to help some people out. You know what I mean? Yo, what? You know? You know what I'm saying? Like little nipple control, little the old, you know, trap the clam, little swallow the swan. You know what I'm saying? What up, Creators Outlet? How you doing? How you doing tonight, Creators Outlet? You know? We're just here, we're chilling. No, what we're really going to do is we're going to look at this Godzilla book, alright? I've decided that that's what I'm going to do, and that's where we're going. You know what I mean? Because, yeah, that's what I do. You know? I don't even know if you can hear all that crinkle, but it's a mighty fucking crinkle. Alright, we are here. I think that's a good angle. I think we're good. You know, we'll slide in here. Listen, I think the word, Glenn, I know you're not from this side of the pond, Glenn. You know what I mean? I know you're not. You're telling me I have the wrong mic? Listen, I swear to God, I will burn you to the ground if my mic is on the right thing. No, my mic is right. I will cut you. I will cut your face so you never forget, so that every day you look in the mirror in the morning, you'll remember. I know. Listen. These trifling women, you know what I'm saying? They slide in here, they go. I swear to God, Full Custom Hot Dog, I will come to your house and we will have a game night. Do you know what I mean? We will play some co-op games, and you know, and I will convince you. I will convince you. I will I will convince you, Full Custom Hot Dog, to make that Earthbound Beastie Boys fucking mix album that you've been fucking slacking on. Do you know what I'm saying? Do you know what I'm saying, Full Custom Hot Dog? I need that full mix album in my life. Do you know what I'm saying? That's what I'm saying. Listen. You know? Are you hitting it up? You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying, KSS, if you're in the stall next to mine, you know what I mean? Is this a glory hole situation? What are we doing? Because, like, listen, I don't think you guys understand what a kind of pro setup I've got here. Right? Is this a glory hole situation? What are we doing? Like, because, like, listen, I can turn this up. Like, I can hear it. What a kind of pro setup I've got here. Right? Do you know what I'm saying? Like, okay, there we go. I can hear it. I can press a button and hear my own volume. I can hear my audio back. Oh, I know what I'm gonna do though, because screw all you guys. Oh, here we go. You earned this. It's for you. These ducks are getting fed. You know what I'm saying? Oh, these ducks are getting fed, girl. Oh, one time. Oh, girl, don't you know these ducks getting fed, getting fat? Oh. You know? Now, what we're doing is going back to my original music. I swear to God, there's no fan running. I will set you ablaze. I will burn down your house. You know? Alright. Okay, so we're here. Apparently there's a giant, large fan, ostrich. A huge and terrible bird coming at me. You know? Listen, I swear to God, I can roll the thing over. I can literally push this thing. You know? Listen, I swear to God, I can... I'm going to murder all of you. What fan? What fan are you hearing? Hold on. I'm gonna talk, I'm gonna say words, and then I'm gonna listen to this. What fan are you hearing? Hold on. I'm gonna talk, I'm gonna say words, and then I'm gonna listen to this. That's right, I'm getting up. Hold on. I'm gonna talk, I'm gonna say words, and then I'm gonna listen to this. That's right, I'm getting up. Hold on. I'm gonna talk, I'm gonna say words, and then I'm gonna listen. No, alright. I don't like anything you guys are doing. So you hear that? Woo! Okay. Listen, see, this is why I use OBS. It works. Alright. Okay. So we're in here. I'm gonna try. Dale A, you vitamin lacking motherfucker. Get some D into you. You know what I'm saying? Goddamn. Listen, I don't know. I don't know who needs ears. Why do they have them? What is up with said ears? Okay? That's all I'm saying. Yeah. Damn, Dale. Does Dale A need a video? Hold on. I'll do this for Dale's people.
Maybe I am not that bad. I ain't got the Japanese. Maybe order some Chinese. To die.
You know? That's all I'm saying. But anyway, we're gonna... Listen. If the audio is a bit crap, I'll have to fix it. We'll see what's up. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying, Dale? I see you. You know? Listen, I'm going for #1 hand streamer on the planet, right? Top 5, top 10. Look at the color in this. Look at the color in this. You know? Listen, I can't help it. You know? Put him in a camp with great food, with PETA from Zanku. You know what I'm saying? That's all there is to it. You know? These hands, these mitts. Okay, hold on. Magnets. The superior tchotchke to go with all of your comic book campaigns. You know what I mean? And that's how it is. My Canadian accent, you motherfuckers. I swear to God. My diction, my tone, my volume, my crispness is on a level that you guys just can't appreciate because your ears are so tainted with garbage. I don't know. How do I have an echo? I am going to lose it. Hold on. Let me just check. And see why there's an echo. Okay? Hold on. Just hold on. I'm trying to look at Godzilla. I'm going to pull this mic over with me. I don't understand. I'm over here. Okay. Hold on. Maybe Maybe. Let's try this. We're going to try this. We're going to try this mic thing. How is this? Is this better? I switched it, though. Is this better? Hold me right now. Hold me gently in my sweet, sweet embrace. You know what I'm saying? Is that better? Is that what we're doing? Is this a better sound? Is this a fuller, richer sound? This sounds more personal, like young Noah Mactudis says. All right. Well, we'll go with the more personal touch, you know? Okay. We'll slide in here. That's better? Is it straight up better? Like you guys aren't like driving, you guys aren't going to drive me to drink? That's what you're saying? All right, let's get in here. Let's look at this Godzilla. You know what I'm saying, guys? Like, you know, we got Ghost Rider. Listen, my ears are not a toilet, and I don't want yours to be a toilet either. You know what I mean? That's just me. Okay, great. Okay. Here we are. We're here. We're clear. And we're proud. No. You know how it is? All right. Okay, you're no longer in the toilet. Okay, listen, emo. I got some absinthe that I could get into, but you know, that's not what we're gonna do today. You know, we're gonna look at this sweet herb Streamyard. Now, here's the cool thing about this. There's 24 issues of this Godzilla book. All of them done by Herb Trimpe, except for 2 issues. You know what I'm saying? Listen, my ears are not a toilet, and I would love to do you the courtesy of not shitting in your ears. You know? And I think that's important. I'm here for you guys. Let me cradle you. You know? Listen, I'm just saying. That's right. Amber Turd, she's going to drop a deuce on you. Possibly your bed. See, but here's the thing, though. Like, right, okay, guys, I know we're looking at Godzilla here, but right, like if a girl, if a woman, if a female is that crazy that she shits in your bed, right? Like, does that mean that she's really into you? Does that mean she's really into you? You know what I mean? Like in a way that's, you know, kind of hot, but weird. Exactly. My body is a wonderland. You know what I mean? My body. But okay. So we've got two issues. Issue number 4 and issue number 5. Tom Sutton. He slides in here. You know what I'm saying? He slides in here for 2 issues. Herb Trimp, all up in there. Listen, here's the thing I know about the chat. The chat trolls. And now, while I respect and admire good trolling, I don't always know if it's good or not, right? I don't always know if it's concerned. I don't know if like people are coming in and saying, "Hey, dude, the mic's echoing. I don't like it. Help me help you," right? And I want to help me help you, and I think that's important. So let's help each other to this exciting episode of Godzilla. All right. So, we're here. Look out, America. The mightiest menace of them all is coming your way. Right here. That's what it says. I'm just reading, guys. Excuse me? Are you all right, Glenn? Are you like, do you need to see a doctor, bro? Come on now. Nobody. Shh. Don't do that. Don't do that to me, Glenn. Don't make me talk to you about men's health, right? Like I want you to be healthy. I want you to be happy, Glenn. You know, and being impotent, it's just not good. I don't want that for you. You know, spread your seed. Become the Johnny Appleseed of your side of the pond. You know what I mean? Sowing the seeds of love. You know, the seeds of love. That's all I'm wanting for you. That's all I want. You have pills? You got pills for that? Damn. All right. I thought they'd just get you hard, not like actually make your sperm, do the talking, and the walking, That's just me. I'm just out here wondering why you're doing that. But hey, here we are. All right. Whoa. Kingdom Come. That's a comic book reference. That's an Alex Ross comic book reference. Damn, how's your diet? Glenn, are you eating a lot of asparagus? Because you gotta eat the asparagus, Glenn, for volume, right? Like if you want just a shotgun blast, more than a tablespoon out, you gotta get in on that asparagus. You know what I'm saying? That's all I'm saying to you, Glenn. Right? Yeah, like your diet's important. Listen, okay, guys, we are just wet computers, right? And so the input that we're given, whether it's food, whether it's vitamins, whether it's exercise, gets computed and intake by your body and converted, right? Like just like when you smoke cigarettes or go for a run or get scared, your adrenaline kicks in. It's all just chemicals. It's just all chemicals swirling around and interacting with your body, And so, yeah, it's just all input output. We're all just wet computers. It's just how you eat. You eat so much. What are you eating? Why are you eating so much of it? You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? It does compute. Damn, Netscape. Damn. But yeah, we got this great Godzilla book here, that we're looking at, that we're enjoying, and I do like these essentials. They are really cool because it is almost like an artist edition. You're getting just the raw black and white inks, and you can kind of just see how cool a lot of the shape language and stuff is with a lot of this stuff. It's really cool. And he had a really interesting kind of take on Godzilla's appearance and shape. Look at all this stuff. All this weird this stuff is very Kirby. This is very Kirby tech right here. Look at this. This is great. Listen, this is true. Look at this. I got a brush right here. And I could paint with it. Or I could do ink washes with it. You know what I'm saying? Doesn't matter. Don't worry about it. So yeah, what's really cool about all this stuff is just seeing this kind of really interesting take on Godzilla as he kind of stomps his way through the Marvel universe, And so that's the thing, right? Just seeing how look at some of these cool shots where he's just stomping through the train, destroying that bridge. Look at it. It's good times. It's good times. What? I didn't go quite high. Listen, okay, Glenn, Star Wars. Star Wars is terrible. Don't fall for it, Glenn. Okay? You can go back and you can watch the original trilogy that you wouldn't have if it wasn't for Akira Kurosawa films and Lensman novels. Okay? That's all that George Lucas did, was steal a bunch of things, combine them into one thing, and go, ta-da. That's what he did. I'll give Star Wars one thing. At least it's not like Lord of the Rings where they just walk for three movies. You know what I mean? That's all I'm saying. I'm just saying. That's just how it is. But yeah, I also some really cool. Look at this is such a Kirby hand. That's crazy. I like it. Listen, I've got plenty of Star Wars in my life through video games, Glenn. Because at least Star Wars video games, for the most part, are decent. They're not all masters of the Terraskazi. You know what I mean? But some of them are pretty good. That's all I'm saying. Yes, look, we've got Dum Dum Dugan running around in here. Boom. Got more great covers. Look at these covers. They're so good. Man. Look at these it's so funny. I don't know, it's weird. I don't think of Herb Trimpe or Trimp, however you say it, as like a clone of Kirby, but like he's definitely like hugely influenced by him. Like a lot of his stuff is like so Kirby it hurts sometimes. It's just interesting. Look at this. Look at these. Look at that mustache. See, that's the problem, right? Like Dum Dum Dugan, you know, the Scottish Irish connection here. Now you got weird hipsters running around with their stupid dumb handlebar mustaches all curled up. Guys, can you calm the fuck down? Right? Like we're not living in a steampunk adventure. You know, you're not a dapper. You're not tipping your hat and saying "milady." You know, you're not an oil baron. Like, just calm the fuck down. You all look stupid. Get rid of your handlebar mustaches and your weird little flippy mustache. Get rid of this, right? You're not Dum Dum Dugan. You can't pull this off. Don't even try. Okay? That's just all there is to it. We got more cool tech. We got people bopping around, getting ready to Seattle and the city lights. You know what I'm saying? Listen, that should happen. There should be all kinds of casts based on casting and what my reel's pulling in. You know what I'm saying? And that's the truth. Look at this. That guy is clearly Asian. Don't worry about it. Asian. All right. Now we got Hercules. Look at this dude right here. Little Iceman. They're gonna meet up. Casting couch. Listen. We might be holding some couch casting for the sumo trials in September. You know what I mean? Might have to break some people in. You know, just to get some fresh meat out there, you know? Because I'm telling you, like, the sumo won't power itself, right? Much to Sumo Thori's chagrin, you know? And that's just how it is. Yeah, listen, my canon Iceman, you know, stays hard as ice, you know what I'm saying? For all the ladies. And so, there is no... You know, there is no effeminate gay Iceman. He doesn't exist, you know. Have your own canon, people. Just discard the last 12 years of comics, and you'll be a happier person. You know, because, like, you know, we got the Golden Age, the Silver Age, Bronze Age, you know, all that kind of stuff. This was the Stolen Age, where they just destroyed all the comics, made everything terrible, and you can just ignore it. And that's the beauty of it. There's like all this kind of beautiful stuff that you can go back to and read, right? You can look at any of this stuff. It doesn't go away, right? You get the cool comics, the cool design, the cool everything from back in the day, and you can enjoy that. You don't have to tolerate or give money to people who make terrible things and don't like you. You don't have to do that, you know? You know, Superman in the 90s, in the 80s, the early 2000s, you know, if you want to read All-Star Superman, it's still available. You can get it in trade or omnibus, and you could enjoy that. You know what I mean? You don't have to buy new stuff. Look at this guy. Look at him. God damn. Look at that man. Dr. Demonicus. You know? Back when enemies for superheroes were cool. You know? Yeah, see? Oh my god. If I was capable of having PTSD, KSS, I would have PTSD from transforming that Last of the Seekers figure. Why in God's name is that transforming into a robot? Why is that like a 20 or 30 minute fucking adventure when you can just pick up a transformer and transform it easily, simply? You know, like, brevity is the soul of wit. You know what I mean? Like, Jesus fucking Christmas. Like, I cannot even get over how fucking annoying that toy is. It's cool. I like the concept of it. I like it as a robot. I like it as the plane. The design's actually pretty cool. Do you know what I mean? Like, say what you will about the harrowing adventure of transforming the thing. It's actually pretty neat, right? Like, whatever your opinions are on, you know, the people surrounding it. The idea is neat, right? Like, we need more cool, interesting things, right? Just in general, right? Like, people are at least trying, right? So you're telling me you don't want to buy my Last of the Seekers box? Well, here's the thing. Here's the thing, my ninja, my boy, Alex, what is up? I already have that box. And I have the BotCon exclusive, and I have the white one, and I have a bunch of them. I already have like 4 of the Last of the Seekers bots from the first wave. You know. Oh, it's got a knockoff Shadow Veritech inside? Really? All right. Damn. Now you're spicing up. Bot. BOTCon. Hey, what's going on, Phil? How you doing? So what's going on? Got like everybody and their dog here tonight. It's been good. But yeah, we're just shooting the shit. We're looking at this Essential Godzilla King of the Monsters 1-24 collection, you know. And yeah, I've just been kind of flipping through it, looking at some of this Herb Trimp art, and just checking out how cool this is. Yeah, I don't know. You know, I'm a fan of Godzilla. It's just how it is. You know. Say hello to your dog, Glenn, for me. Say what up. What up, Poochie? How you doing? But yeah, Dr. Demonicus, Dum Dum Dugan, Godzilla. Got some, you know, bug, and you know, what's kind of funny is what's interesting. Listen, Noah, Godzilla's design, far from mid. Far from it. You know who's mid? Your design. You know what I'm saying? Tell your parents' DNA to get good. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm saying. But yeah, there's some cool designs. Oh yeah, what's interesting about this is they couldn't use a lot of the other Godzilla creatures and stuff like that, right? They could only use Godzilla, so that's why they brought him through the Marvel Universe. They made other monsters and stuff like that for Godzilla to fight, you know. So, yeah. Dale A. I went back in the stream and played it at 1.5 times speed. I didn't see a Noah video. Where is it at, Noah? That's good. Yes, get good genes. Yes. I am great. Like Tom Cruise wishes. Tom Cruise is like 5'5". Noah. You know what I mean? But he's a good actor. I enjoy him and things. That's all I can say. But yeah, we're still flipping through here. We're still seeing what's up. You know, we're still checking out Godzilla. It's like, see, this is their like Mothra stand-in. You know, because they weren't allowed to use Mothra when they got Godzilla. They just got him. You know, they're battling. They're fighting. Dum Dum Dugan is legion of Godzilla. You know, destroyers. Look at this man. He's smoking a fat cigar, talking about how he wants to defeat Godzilla. He's misunderstood. You know what I'm saying? Blonde hair, blue eyes. Listen, nobody's got a problem with blonde hair, blue eyes. You know, I'm out here, you know, fighting for Zeon. You know what I'm saying? Out here, rocking this Gundam, so that I, you know, can have a pure space jetty. You know, get out there and do it. Listen, Noah, you know who chases you? Women who used to be ladies, who don't think they're ladies, and want to be other things. Do you know what I mean? Like you're out there, you're getting these transitioners, you know. Okay, no, I don't. Okay, Shin Godzilla is great. Godzilla -1 is great. I mean, the Shin Godzilla is basically about the majesty that is bureaucracy. And if you love bureaucracy and how it fucks things up and slows things up, then Shin Godzilla is the movie for you, right? That's all I'm saying. That's just how it is. That's right. Call him conversion therapy. Damn, Noah, are you bringing women back? Are you bringing them back from the brink? They're out there. They're thinking to themselves, man. Literally, they're thinking to themselves, man, I could be a man. And that's all I'm saying. Oh. Damn. Okay, so look, we've got a beautiful giant mecha cutaway. Partial cutaway plan. I love this. Temporary code name only will respond to the name given it of time of activation by prime operator. Operates only on voice and or brainwave link. It's good. Well, yeah, okay, here, that's a very interesting thing, Phil. In my life, I do find blondes attractive. I do. And here's the thing. A lot of beautiful, nice blonde women out there. Nothing against them. Not at all. I don't have the issues that Brandon has, where blondes are mean to me. That's never been the case. But what's weird is that, like, usually, in my dating life, I've usually ended up being around brunettes. Like, as far as, like, having a handful of dates with, or, seeing someone for any length of time. It's usually a brunette. Like, for whatever reason, most of the blondes just tended to, it just, nothing ever happened, right? It just, everything kind of fizzled out. And so, yeah, like, so it's not that I have anything against blondes per se, but just that, like, one of them has never clicked yet. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, that's the thing. So it's interesting. It's an interesting conundrum. But yeah, it's weird. Like, right? Like, you would think on paper that most dudes would be like, yeah, blondes. But I know a lot of guys who are just like, no, brunettes are it, dude. Like, brunettes are the thing. Which is interesting to me, right? Like, but like, to me, it doesn't matter. Like, if the connection is there, I don't give a fuck what color your hair is. Like, that's a bonus. Like, you know what I mean? However you look at it, right? But if the connection is there, cool. Right? I don't care if you're blonde, redheaded, whatever. I mean, soulless gingers, like, if you can find a ginger with a soul, man, you're cooking, right? But outside of that, like, I'm not really like, yeah, right. Like, it's not a must. I'm not like there. I don't have a check box, Now, here's the thing. Black lives are black scamps. I wouldn't like the blue hair thing. It's like the brightly colored snake, right? The most brightly colored snakes and frogs and shit like that are that way to show you they're poisonous, right? And so I would be so hesitant to even like go like and date a girl who had brightly colored hair and had all the hallmarks of what is now considered crazy, right? Like nose rings, piercings, any of that, tattoos, no way, right? Like, but that, like, that's the thing, right? Like, like, so if you met them and they just have, like, because here's the thing, right? Here's the thing. There was a time, when I was, skateboarding, snowboarding, it's what I did. Literally till like my late 20s. If I wasn't skateboarding, yeah, that meant it was winter and I was snowboarding, right? And so back then, when you seen a girl, like, had like dyed hair and like, leather jacket, plaid skirt, like Doc Martens on, all that kind of stuff, you know, it didn't have the same like connotations that kind of shit does now, right? Like where now like all the like colored hair girls and all this other stuff like that, it's like almost like a tag of mental illness, right? It's like now you're like, oh my god, like, because even old ladies dye their hair purple and blue and green and all this stuff now, right? Like you'll see like a 50 or 60-year-old woman wandering around with brightly colored fucking hair, right? Like it's just a sign of mental decay at this point. And so like as far as like, you know, like a taste and a standard, I would rather have somebody who, you know, appreciates themselves. That mental illness isn't a spice though, right? Like I'm not interested at this stage of the game in being like, oh yeah, like this girl's crazy and messing up my life for 6 months. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, so I'm super conscious and wary of that kind of stuff, right? And so, yeah, it's like, you know, like, I mean, if you've even seen any of the stuff with like nose ring theory and all that kind of stuff, it just like those people are just kind of wearing their torment and their, you know, like just their weird life on them, right? Like they're showing you every sign that you should stay away from them. And that's what I'm doing, right? Like if I see, like, you know, as cool as it used to be and as hot as it used to be for like the emo girl or the goth chick or any of that kind of stuff, these days that just sounds like fucking too much trouble, right? And yeah, right? Like, because that's the thing, like there used to be, like I remember having some like amazing like interactions and hanging out with some like really cool kind of alt girls, right? Like just alternate girls, like, you know, or what you for a hot minute, like the suicide girl, quote unquote, right? When that was kind of a thing where you're just kind of like, oh yeah, like, you know, like there was that certain kind of like alt chick, and they weren't all crazy either. That was the thing, right? Like, yeah, it's weird, right? Like, but yeah, like, I mean, obviously now, like, I mean, most of us are probably in our late 30s, you know, 40s, whatever, right? You know, except for there's a handful of youngins in this chat, I know. And so, like, you know, but like, I think you get to a point, right, where in any kind of relationship or anything like that, you're looking for, you know, someone to share your time with, someone to share your life with, not share drama with, not get upset, you know, that gets upset or makes a problem with everything, right? Like you're really not looking for that, right? And so, you know, and so I think it's really hard. I think it's going to be really hard for guys like Noah, right? Like to actually find someone and settle down. Like I think it's going to be fucking a nightmare for him, right? Like, and maybe like it seems like, you know, in the middle, you know, it seems like some of like the younger kids coming up are a bit more conservative, which is interesting, right? Like, and it's not, and I don't mean conservative like in, like, you know, like they're taking out bank accounts and doing whatever, but they're just a little more like conscious of how crazy everything is, right? And so they're kind of a little, because like that's kind of the thing, right? Like right now, like being kind of like right leaning or center or whatever, right? If your values haven't changed, you used to be left of center, right? Like none of my values have changed in any way, shape, or form, right? Like free speech, freedom of choice, artistic expression, all that kind of stuff, right? But now being like pro free speech to some people means you're like, you know, Hitler's side man or something. Like, you know what I mean? It's crazy. And so that's the thing to me, right? Like none of my opinions on that like have changed, right? Like, so I would, as an artist, you know, I would have been considered left of center 10, 15, 20 years ago, right? And now all that stuff is pushed so hard to the right that me just saying that I'm like, you know, free speech kind of guy, a whole bunch of people are like, this guy's crazy, he's far right. Like, you know, it's dumb. It's really fucking dumb. But yeah, it's interesting, right? Like just the whole dating game, the whole all kind of that stuff. yeah, so I don't know. It's weird. It's a weird time, and I think a lot of things are going to change though in the next 5 to 10 years, like pretty hard, right? What's Phil say? The biggest lie of the modern times is that there is something extreme about standard conservative values. Well, and the thing is I don't even think that free speech is a conservative value, right? Like it like I don't know. It's like the left got so far left, they're almost circling around to being far right, like in a weird way, right? Like some of the far left policies are more racist than fucking Klansman policies, right? Like, do you know what I mean? Like at least the handful of Klansmen that are still left are at least honest about what they're doing. The people that are on the far left are their bigotry is that of low expectations and thinking that like, you know, like black people don't know where the DMV is, so it's racist to ask for fucking ID for voting. Like that kind of shit is fucking wild to me, right? And so I'm just like that's you know, there's an incredible like ignorance and arrogance to that all at the same time. It's fucking wild, you know. So yeah, I don't know, man. What's K-pop got to say here? Man, I really lucked out with my jeans. Looks like most people don't like it, so that makes my life more peaceful. Well, no, it's not. It's not even that K-pop. Like, because like I said, like, you know, it's more about personality, right? And so if your personality comes through, then that's the important thing, right? Like, because when I'm 70, you know, everybody's looks fade, right? Like, and so, you know, you're actually going to want to spend your life with someone who you actually care about, right? So, and have something in common with, right? So regardless, you know, that's kind of the thing that's important at the end of the day. Like if you're out there in the trenches right now, you know, in the dating world, as it were, you know, that's what you're looking for. You're looking for someone to share your life with. You're not looking, you know, for, you know, and obviously attractiveness is important. Like they're even like, you know, there's somebody out there for everybody, right? Like there's somebody thinks Bella Ramsey's cute or whatever, right? And so, you know, like that's the thing, right? And so like my thing with like a lot of that stuff is yeah, obviously there needs to be an attraction there. But there also has to be chemistry. There also has to be give and take. There also, you know what I mean? Like it's one of those things, right? What's Noah saying here? I know it's rough out here in these streets. Damn, Noah. I mean, right now, Noah, you probably have like, it's weird, right? Because like, I think we're kind of post a lot of the you know, artifacts of like Me Too and all that other shit, right? But I still think there's just a bunch of guys who've noped out, right? Who just don't want anything to do with women. Like here's the thing, like as a guy who just bought a house and owns a house now, you know, things haven't had in my entire life. Like I own a house that I just moved into, and you know, there's like a real like concern that I don't have. Like, well, I should say there's a real concern I didn't have before, and that's like if I married somebody and then it didn't work out, they would just get half my shit. Right? Like, do you know what I mean? Like, because the courts and all that kind of stuff, if it goes bad, right? Like, just say it goes bad. And then you're like, oh shit, now I get to lose everything I've worked my life for just because I made some bad decisions or, you know, we didn't work out. Right? Like, there's some really weird, like, shit to that now, right? Because, like, everything like that, like, immediately goes and supports the woman, right? And so, you know, we don't live in a society where, you know, if the woman cheats on the man in a marriage where they just go, well, she fucked up and screwed you over, dude, like she doesn't get anything, right? That society doesn't work. Like it's like as much as women are like, oh, the patriarchy, it is, we protect women. right? Like we go out of our way for the most part to protect them, and we allow them to say crazy shit and then go, okay, you said it, you got really angry, you're whatever, you can vote, all this other stuff, right? And like, because like, the reality, the only reason, like literally the only reason women can vote is because they wanted them to pay taxes, right? When 50% of the population wasn't paying taxes or working, they couldn't make money off them, right? And so that is why, like, like the government and all that stuff pulled in to give women the vote, allowed that movement to happen, right? No, seriously, like people kind of like don't even really understand that history, right? And you would like, and it's so funny to see like how like crazy feminism is right now, and how you have a bunch of like women in their late 30s and late 40s who basically like worked their whole career, and now they're like, oh my God, I need a man, I need a baby, I need companionship, I need all this stuff. And they just worked so hard and pushed men away because they were strong, independent women who didn't need no man. And now they're fucking stuck, and nobody like because they're high earners, or because they worked hard, went to college and all this kind of stuff. They want a man who also can still provide for them, right? So then that dude has to have been on a higher plane as far as achievement and work goals and all that kind of stuff than she is, right? And so that's the thing, right? So you get into this weird like cat and mouse game, instead of just being happy and finding someone that you're compatible with. People are like, no, he's got to be 6 foot whatever, and he's got to, make this much a year, and he's got to, do all this stuff. And like, and so all you short kings out there are fucked from the get-go. And like, I mean, because women will just look over. Like, you could be like driving a fucking Lambo and like have a bunch of money, and a lot of women will just kind of be like, he's a short little dude, I want somebody who's taller than me. Right? Like it's really interesting, and I've seen it like firsthand. It's super funny. I've seen guys who are pretty well off go after girls, and they just kind of go, nah, son, you're too short. It's so funny. Oh man. But yeah, like what's Phil saying here? I did find this one girl attractive in high school. That was absolutely not attractive. I've seen the air. Well, here's the thing though, right? And I'm using a number, right? Like, home math shows all the force chase 9s and 10s, right? And it's true, right? But the funny thing about stuff like that, there are girls who, aren't what you would call conventionally attractive, right? And so I think that's the interesting thing. Like, there are some girls who are way sexier, and just by the way they carry themselves, right? Like, and just like the way they talk about things, the way they carry themselves, just the grace of them as a woman puts them up like 2 points higher than if you just kind of glanced over and looked at them. Like, just visually, you're just kind of like, oh, they're okay. They're like not like, they're not hideous. They're not like some kind of swamp creature or anything like that. And, and that's kind of thing though. Like some people like are inherently graceful and seductive and beautiful, right? And that's what's really interesting about the human dynamic, right? Because like, you can see somebody, and they can you can have a 9, you can have a completely beautiful, gorgeous, girl who the second she opens her mouth, you just want to walk the other way, right? As soon as words come out of it, and whatever it is they're saying, like, or their voice is shrill and they're just annoying as fuck, like whatever, right? Like you can have 9s that are fucking 5s, right? Like, and so like, and that's the thing, right? Like a beautiful girl can be beautiful all they want, but if she's a bitch, she's just a bitch, right? And so, yeah, that's kind of the thing, right? Like, And so, listen, that does go both ways, right? And so, yeah, right. Like there are guys who are ripped and in incredible shape, and all they do is work out, and they don't really have anything to offer in a relationship, right? Like that's the thing, right? Like a lot of those guys are kind of just focused on themselves, and and maybe that's fine for them, and then they just run around, and there's a whole bunch of women who would just gladly have one night stands with them, and and that's the other thing too, right? Like we're kind of getting into that kind of time too, right? Like no guy wants a girl who's been run through by 100 guys, right? Like none, like zero, and so like that's the thing, right? Like and there's like that whole thing where it was like like super empowering for women to run out there and just get run through every night of the week by a different guy, right? And I'm just like, that's not how that works, right? Like you're gonna wake up and a guy's gonna talk to you, you're gonna meet a guy and you're gonna fall in love with this dude, and he's gonna be like, oh, you dated this guy? Oh, you dated this guy? And once you start getting past 5, they're like, right? Like, once your number starts getting into the double digits of like men you've dated and slept with and all that kind of stuff, a lot of dudes are fucking out, like just straight up. Right? Like that's the thing. And so, yeah, like, it's one of those things. It's like you don't go and buy a car with a lot of mileage on it, right? When you're buying a car and you're in for the long haul, you're not buying something with 300,000 kilometers on it. You're going to try to get something with 50K on it, or, buy something new off the lot or whatever, right? And like, and it's a crude analogy, whatever, right? Like, it's not, I'm not trying to be disrespectful or anything like that, but I'm just saying, like, the reality is a lot of dudes just don't have any interest in a girl who's been with a ton of guys, right? Like, and I even think that should be true for dudes as well, right? Like, if you're out there and all you've been doing is laying pipe, that's not good for you either, right? Like, you're not building anything real, and you're out there fucking getting into God knows what, like, literally, you know what I mean? Like, it's like if some of these girls have been with, like, 100 dudes, it's like, what the fuck you might risking bringing home, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's the crazy part. No, I don't. Listen, I don't want to date Bonnie Blue Waffles. That name terrifies me. This is true. This is true, KSS. Love means having a woman who occasionally forgets that you aren't a garage door repairman or a licensed electrician, usually at 9 p.m. And that's okay. You're right. That is true. Right? But, like, okay. And that's a funny thing, too, right? Like, that's kind of the thing that entertains me so much about women, is that women will bring things to you in a failed state. Right? Like, their car will be broke down, or there'll be something wrong with something. And they will bring things to you in an already failed state and then expect you to fix it. Right? Like, and it's like, and they don't even think about it, right? They don't even think, like, it's like, oh, my car is broken down. Can you fix it? And you're like, what kind of car is it? Like, what is it? Is it like, I'm not a licensed fucking mechanic. It's like a lot of new cars today, you got to rip off like however much like plastic to actually get in there to even get to the engine in some of these cars, right? Like, and so, or it's like, oh, my car's stuck in the ditch, and you're like, what? Why'd you put your car in the ditch? And, like, you know what I mean? And so it is really funny to me that women will come to you in a failed state and expect you to fix things, and it does entertain the hell out of me, right? Like, but yeah. Hello, Sumo. How are you doing? Man, where have you been all this time, Sumo? Like, I've been going for an hour now, and you just showed up? Wow. Some girl is telling me her head hurts right now. Listen, Noah, the if a girl's into you, doesn't matter if her head hurts. You know what I'm saying? That's it. You know, it's one thing. It's one thing to actually have a headache. It's another thing to make that headache go away. You know what I'm saying? And so, yeah, I think that's the key, right? Like, you know, the headache excuse or the whatever is, you know, entertaining to me, right? Like, it's the old cliche, like, not tonight, honey, I have a headache. And like, I'm just like really? Like, if you actually want to get down, you don't have a headache, right? Like, that's the thing. And so, yeah, no, it's interesting. It's interesting. The whole thing's interesting. That's the way it is, right? Like, you could see women, if they were down, their leg could be caught in a bear trap and they're still ready to go. You know what I'm saying? That's just how it is. You know. Oh, Godzilla and the Future Fighter. You know. No, Mo was here earlier. See, that's the thing, right? Mo was here earlier. Right? Well, okay, guys. Everybody knows. Everybody. That after sex, endorphins are released. Even if you had a headache, it would go away. Do you know what I'm saying? The sex is the cure for the headache. That's all you need to know, right? Like, if you've got a headache, ladies, you want it gone? There's an easy fix for that, for both of us. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, no, that's just the reality. Look out, Godzilla! Here comes the Red Ronin. You know what I'm saying? Listen, Mo got catfished by nothing. Look at all this Kirby. There's so much Kirby in this book. It's wild. Look at these Kirby hands. Crazy, man. It's one of those things. Like, look at all this curb. My enthusiasm is not curbed. You know what I'm saying? The King Kirby's work is all over this, even though it's Herb Trimp. You know. Yeah, it is really interesting, like, how much, like, some artists are influenced by other artists and just kind of go all in on it. It's interesting. Yep. You know what I'm saying? I'm telling you, like, if you're looking to get down, you know what I'm saying? Get rid of that headache. Then there is only but one cure. You know, a little friction to ease that affliction. You know what I'm saying, girl? That's just all there is to it. It's just how it works. You know, I got an addiction to friction, and it'll cure your headache infliction. Please don't go, girl. Who's your favorite new kid? Call me Joey. Call me Donnie. You know? Yeah. Oh, yeah. The horizontal hula. The vertical mamba, you know? That's how you do it. That's how it goes. You know, okay, I'm boggled that there are people here. You know what I'm saying? I'm just sitting here talking mad yang about everything, looking at this beautiful Godzilla book, and you guys are just chilling. I like it. I like it for you. I like it for me. It's fun. You know? It's a good time. All right. Godzilla, King of Monsters. Titan times 2. Dum Dum Dugan, still battling it out on the edge of the future. Fighting Godzilla on land, sea, and air. I mean, Black Lives are Black Scamps. I'm not sure what the hell you are. You could be a person. You could be a bot. 50% of all the internet is bots. You could be part of that 50%. Oh, really? Well, there you go. See? Emo trash identifies as a Nazi dinosaur master. Whoa. Whoa. Master of the dinosaur. And a Nazi? Guys, you know, they're out there. They're out there. You know what I'm saying? They're out there. That's what I'm talking about. Listen, we all can't be Nazi dinosaur masters, you know. But it's what we can all strive for it, right? Like some of us have a lust in our hearts for such things. It's all good. You love dinosaurs that practice eugenics. Yes! Yes, you do. My God. I mean, ho, K-pop.
This is an outrage.
That's true. You know, rawr. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Listen, did anybody ever see that weird leak script of Jurassic Park where they had the clone dinosaurs, but they were like kind of like cloned, like mixed with humans, and they were like a SWAT team? Did anybody ever see that weird script? You know, Jonathan Taylor Thomas, you know, with the dinos running around. I'm just saying. Maybe I dreamt that. Was that a fever dream? Did I dream that Jonathan Taylor Thomas was going to be in, you know? Okay. So anyway, it's just how it goes. Oh my God, Bella Ramsey looks like. Remember that scene in the last Starfighter when Alex Rogan's baiting you with the blanket from its head when it was transforming? Oh my God, that's amazing. That is amazing. I'm telling you. Yeah, we're rolling here. Look at these Kirby hands. Holy shit! Look at these meaty, grippy mitts. These are some Kirby mitts. You ain't getting away from them. The mitts. Once you get gripped, you'll know you've been gripped. You know what I'm saying? I'm telling you. Oh, look, here we go. And this is what's kind of interesting. This whole Godzilla thing is they're working their way across the United States. So he's kind of like on a destruction tour of America. You know, he's at the Golden Nugget Gambling Hall. Last Gamble in Las Vegas. Gojira. And look, he's pounding. He's cramming. How does Godzilla cram all that gram? You know what I mean? Godzilla. I tell you, it's Godzilla. Excellent. You know? This guy's got a Buick LeSabre here. Look at this. The Thunderbird. Got a classic 1977 T-Bird. Friggin' land yacht. You know how it is. This is how it goes. You know? What's K-pop saying here? If you want kaiju Nazis, look into Star Spangled War stories. Good stuff. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I know what you're talking about, K-pop. I know what you're talking about. Spoon! Exactly. Flim flam flume. But yeah, this stuff's great. Look at this guy. Little T-1000. I'll be back. You know? This is my second favorite. Bakum. Bakum is a really hot and nice sound effect. I'm also a fan of Krakakum. It's a good one. It's a good sound effect. You know, Marar, also good. Yep. Look at this guy. This guy's got the helmet. He's got the mustache. Never forget the Selleck, the Tom Selleck. Little Indiana Jones here, striking it rich. He's getting it in there. It's with a K though. It's like KR. Krakakum. Crackle barrel coom. Listen, if you've got enough coom to fill a barrel, you're really eating the asparagus. You know what I'm saying? That's all I'm saying. Send your jar of wolf milk to John Malin. Here comes Yeti. Yetregar? Damn. Yetregar, please. You know what I'm saying? Listen, if you're not gooning and you ain't goomin', I don't know. What? Scamps just fell in love with Jay again after he declared his love for crack. Listen, I can't help it that everybody loves me. You know what I mean? There's nothing I can do about that, right? As a man who is loved by many, there's really nothing I can do about it, right? I but carry this weight. You know what I mean? Carry the weight of that love on my shoulders. And it weighs on me. It weighs on me. You know? Exactly. Exactly. This is how it rolls. See, cram. I love a good cram biff pow. You know what I mean? Listen. Damn, Sumo. Damn. You got a bunch of cots on them, you know? Crash. See, I like that everything's with a K. You know? Mirar. Look at this. Look at all this Kirby. God damn. So much Jack Kirby in this herb trimp that I cannot get over it. It's good though. Like there's some great looking stuff here, man. Yet regard just friggin' punched. Swug. Yes. Oh, damn. It looks like he's trying to forcibly enter Godzilla in the missionary position. And Godzilla's not accepting a rape from anyone. You know what I'm saying? That's all I'm saying. Sydney Sweeney is producing and starring in the Barbarella remake. We are going to watch it. Yes. I would watch that. Now, here's the thing, right? That Madam Web movie was complete trash, right? But she insisted that she be in the suit, right? So I think she at least cares, right? Like about how everything looks and about what the fans will think. So if she actually gives a shit about the Barbarella IP, you could have a fun, goofy movie, right? Like little sci-fi, little kitsch, you know? It could be fine, right? Like it could be a horrible train wreck nightmare, or it could be just, it could be cool, you know? I'm 50-50 on it, right? Like it's one of those things where until I see like a trailer or if they decide to go like Flash Gordon-y with it, and like, you know what I mean? Like, and be like super cheesy, or it like starts on Earth or something weird, like you know what I mean? Like if they don't kind of, you know, quote unquote respect the source material, then I don't know. But here's the thing, like, right, like Barbarella is public domain right now, right? Like if I wanted to make a Barbarella comic book, I could, right? Like there's a whole bunch of stuff that's in the public domain that you could just do, right? Like Phantoma is in the public domain. Black Terror, like, you know, there's a ton of stuff like that that's in the public domain, but like, and I've had some interesting conversations with people who, you know, are for and against like public. Oh yeah, Barbarella's in the public domain. Yeah, you could make your own Barbarella book, right? And so yeah, so a lot of that stuff, because it's in the public domain, you could make something with it. But my thing with that is like, right, like if you've got an idea, right, because you can't. There are certain, like, say like IDW has put out a Barbarella book, right? Whether they've licensed it from the estate back in the day before it came into the public domain or whatever, right? You couldn't use anything that's in that, right? Like, so it's kind of like when Superman goes into the public domain. You can only use the OG original first like release of Superman, right? Where he can leap over buildings in a single bound, you know, that kind of thing, right? And so you can't use DC's 2019 Superman, right? Listen, Barbarella, if she makes a nice sandwich, you know what I mean? She can get it. That's what I'm saying. But no, like that's the thing. There's a ton of stuff out there that's currently in the public domain that you'd probably be really surprised of, right? But like and Zorro and all that other stuff, right? So you could dive into all that stuff and make something. Is there a blank? Is there a Barbarella sketch cover? You know, I'm not opposed to that, Sumo. You know, and I'm back. I can actually, like, the desk that I'm sitting at is different than the desk that's over there. I now, this desk is right here. This is my traditional art desk where all the traditional art will be done, you know? And so, yeah, so I've got it set up that I have my own space for traditional art. It's not a pain to set up anymore like it was before for other streams. I just switch the mic over, turn on this camera, and we're drawn, you know? And so, yeah, it took a hot minute, but we're kind of there. We're you know, we're back to it, you know? Like this stream, we're back to it. And, yeah, I don't know. It's good. It's a good time. I'll have to look into the Barbarella sketch covers. Because I owe Sumo some art. I got to get it out to him. So yeah, you know, there's a whole bunch of stuff that's got to get done, and we're getting in that. We're back. I've spent way more time than I would like building this stupid house, renovating it, remodeling it, putting floors in places, walls, you know, building a sauna in the backyard for guests. You know? Look at these chunky ass hands. Look at that square digits. Damn. I wish it was a Barbie house. It would have been far less expensive. No, like that's a big, like, when I wasn't there for July? Was it June? End of June or July? Whenever I couldn't stream Sumo. For that time is because I was working on this house, Black Lives, to get into it, right? Because like for about a year, I was spending money on rent at my apartment and a mortgage on this house, etc., etc. You know what I mean? Blah blah blah. The details. But anyway, I'm out of that. I'm out of that pain right now, and I'm fully into my house, and you know. We're just gonna fucking put the hammer down soon here, and fucking get back into the stream grind, get it back into the sketch cover grind, get back into all of it, right? Sumo streams, art streams, game streams, the whole thing. Ooh, look at this guy. He's good. But yeah, it's gonna be fun. It's gonna be fun. Yeah, like. And that's my plan. There'd be regular streams on a, you know, pretty, you know, quote unquote regular basis. You know, and that's what I'm looking for. You know, you're hungry like the wolf. Too bad you just had a snack. What? Am I high? Am I not high? Like, am I not high enough for that comment? You know? So I'm hungry like the wolf, or like, is this a Duran Duran comment? Like, what's happening? But yeah, we got more Godzilla here. Weird, fun spaceman. Listen, that's true. I get it. I get the Barbarella, the Duran Duran, Barbarella. Yes. Yes. My God. The mega monsters from beyond. Beyond. I get it, Cassis. But, you know what I'm saying? Sometimes putting 2 and 2 together does not always equal 4. That's just how it is, you know? It's just the way it is. But yeah, I don't know. I mean, we could watch Barbarella. I do have it. I do have it on disc format, and I could be well into watching Barbarella. You know. Gru! See, Kroom. Snurf. It's like Snarf, but not. But yeah, I don't know. It's just how it is, right? We just rolling, we chilling, flipping through this book. The super mega monsters. I don't know. That's how we're rolling. But yeah, look at like, man, this stuff, it is kind of wild to me, like just to see the Kirby influence. It's been a hot minute, right, since I looked at this. And so I kind of forgot, like, how, like, Herb Trimpe was all over this damn Kirby ride. You know what I mean? And not the little pink Kirby, but Jack Kirby. And maybe Jack Kirby was a little pink ride. You know what I'm saying? But that's not for me. I'm not going to cast aspersions. You know, that's just me. Look at these gentlemen with mustaches all over the place. Where are mustaches in comics today, guys? You know what I mean? Like, you got to ask yourself, where have all the mustaches gone? That's what I want to know. But yeah, look, Dum Dum Dugan here, constantly smoking a cigar. I guarantee that in the Howling Commandos or any of that kind of stuff now, that Dum Dum Dugan is not smoking a cigar. Nick Fury isn't smoking a cigar. You have a mustache in your comics, Noah. No women. Wah, wah. No women. Rest in pepperonis, Noah. No women. Godzilla Stampede. Okay, so this is Rome. Rome on the range. It's not home. It's Rome. You could also R-O-M-E, Rome on the range. You know what I mean? I get it. Dan Green, inker. Dawn Warfield, colorist. Well, too bad, Dawn. We don't see any of your colors. All we get is this beautiful black and white. Damn. It looks like Godzilla is about to teabag these rolling hills. These gentle plains are about to receive what some might call the teabag. Just me, you know. Maybe not. Oh, he's out here. He's chilling. He's just sleeping on the side of this mountain. Damn. He is still weary and weak from his battle with the mega monsters. And now he has to deal with two more of the little ones who always seem to attack him. Man. You know, Godzilla's got it rough out there, right? Like, you know, he's a cool dude in a loose mood. And he's just always got people pulling at his coattails. You know? I'm telling you. Okay, Phil's talking about the safety dance. Noah is being irrational like a woman. And KSS is wanting to do a Barbarella comic, put on YouTube for free, and get a book done for free in months and say, talk about our book and characters, and we'll be the only comic creators talking about our story. Listen, that's true. That is true. Now, here's the thing, right? You could do that, or you could do a comic that is inspired by Barbarella, and you just change the name, and then you own every aspect of it, and then nobody can say, oh, that wouldn't be any good, you know, if it wasn't based on Barbarella, right? Like, that's the thing, right? Like, if you look at, like, anything like that, just make your own shit, right? Like, I get it. I get that there's, like, an appeal to, like, jumping in there and saying to yourself, hey. Well, no, but that's the thing. Like, why? Like, here's my thing, Noah. Why do you want to make... Like, it's kind of like the people who, like, are put out... Okay, all right, you've done it now. You've done it now. Okay, so it's kind of like all the people in indie comics who are making their Batman or their Superman or their Youngblood or their, you know, Deadpool or whatever it is, right? Like, it's cool. Like, listen, it's cool to be inspired by things, right? Like, you don't have Bubblegum Crisis without Blade Runner, right? You don't have certain things without the inspiration of other things, right? Like people see something and they take that and they make it their own, right? And I said it before, right? Like if you don't copy people, steal their shit, right? Take whatever you think is cool about what they're doing and make it your own, right? Make it better than what they did. And then you're not copying them. You're just grabbing it's like you're grabbing what they have that like sparks interest in you and making something better out of it, right? Like exactly, like it's one of those things. Like sometimes, like I'll be watching a movie, and like say like I can't remember if it's like, is it Die Hard like 3 or 4? I can't remember. It's like I mean honestly, like let's be frank, there are only 2 good Die Hard movies, and then there's all the Die Hard movies after that. But I can't remember if it's like there's one of them where there's like a concrete barrier and there's a car coming and he just kind of crouches down and then the car hits the barrier and like slams into it and explodes or whatever. And I was like, oh, wouldn't it be cool like if in that scene instead he ran and leapt off the barrier and then like shot the gas tank and then it flipped and blew up and then he like, what I mean? Like, and you get inspired by things that that happen because you're like, hey, wouldn't it be cooler if, like that scene's interesting, but wouldn't it be cooler if this happened? And I think that's kind of what's interesting about inspiration is like you can see something and you're like, okay, well, I like, Star Wars, but wouldn't it be cooler if, this was like that, or like, like the Jedi were, I don't know, like space pirates or something like that, and you just kind of like, you just expand on everything and you make it, you keep expanding on it so that it's so different from the thing that originally inspired you that it itself is inspirational, right? And so like, yeah, like, right, like you don't have fantasy without, and that's the thing, like, oh yeah, John Carter, for real. Like, man, I feel like I've talked about John Carter like a fucking billion times this week. Like that. Okay, guys, the Disney movie John Carter, really good. Why anybody thinks it's bad, I have no clue. It's a great movie. Like, if you don't like John Carter, I think you're borderline retarded. Like, I'm just gonna put it out there. Like, if you cannot watch that movie and enjoy it and understand that the tribute it pays to like Burroughs' work and all that kind of stuff, it is a ridiculously good movie. That's it, right? Like, but for some reason that movie's got some kind of like weird like black mark on it. It's kind of retarded. Like, I just don't get it. And so yeah, like I don't know. Like, that's the thing. Like, you can be inspired by things. And like, back to the whole thing, it's like, it's like all these people, it's like, okay, here's your Superman, here's your patriarch, here's your monarch, here's your, strong guy, whatever in the hell you call your Superman archetype, or here's your Batman archetype, like, like whether you call him, Nightwing or Battlehawk or, Cheetah Man or whatever in the fuck it is, and it's just a rich guy who fights crime at night or what, you know what I mean? But just do something original, like, and the thing is, it's like, and that's easy to say, right? Because there really are no new ideas under the sun, right? Like, everything's been done before. But the kind of thing is like, certain combinations of things haven't been done before. Certain genres haven't been done, this way or that way. Certain things haven't been combined, right? Like, it's like, is there a Western cyberpunk? Like, you know what I mean? That kind of thing, right? Or if you look at like Shadowrun. Shadowrun's a really good example. Like, there's a ton of cyberpunk stuff out there, but then Shadowrun back in the 80s was like, no, we're going to do cyberpunk, but it's also magic has come back. Magic is real, and all the different races and all that stuff come back. And so you literally just have elves and orcs and vampires and humans just running around in a Blade Runner-esque setting, and there's megacorps and all that kind of stuff, right? And so you got like necromancers and and dwarves and all that kind of stuff, right? And so like that's a really interesting and cool spin on the regular cyberpunk genre, right? I mean, they've done that, right? Did they not make Van Helsing? Did they not make a Van Helsing that's a woman? I'm pretty sure they took a Western type thing and put a chick in it and made it gay, right? Like, but like, and here's the thing, right? Like, and it's easy. It's really easy to be dismissive of that kind of thing, right? Where you're like, oh, okay, you know, female character, this is gonna suck. But there actually used to be a lot of good shows with female leads, right? Like legitimately good shows. Like the original La Femme Nikita was a great show. You know, like we just like that's the thing. Like there was a lot of female-led shows that were actually good. And so yeah, like it's sad that like the last 10 years or so has really just been ruined. Like they've kind of ruined women for media. It's like and they basically just like, you know, taken like look at that Star Wars game, right? They basically took like Han Solo and made him a woman, right? And like and that's kind of like that's just bad. That's lazy bad writing, right? Like you should be able to make the female character and everything about her interesting and unique on their own merits as a character, not that it's like some kind of woman cosplaying as a man, right? And doing the things that a man would do in that situation. Because the reality is that like if a man walks into a room and there are 10 guys, there's a completely different set of scenarios that's going to happen if a woman walks into a room and there are 10 guys, right? And so like, you know, no average woman who is of average height and weight is going to naturally overpower 10 guys. I don't care if she's a black belt in kung fu and all this other stuff, right? Like unless she immediately walks in and just starts shooting, she's not going to have the same outcome as a man, right? And even a normal man who would walk into a room with 10 guys, he's going to get his ass fucking kicked. But chances are they're not going to, there's not the potential for, you know, rape and assault and all that kind of stuff, right? Like, you know what I mean? And so like, so just putting a woman into a man's shoes and telling the story as if the woman was a man, it just doesn't work. Right? And no, but like the reality is like say what like okay, say which James Bond was it that like they were like whacking him in the nuts with a fucking like chain or whatever, right? What like you know what I mean? Like what is a woman's biggest fear? It's like you're not going to slam like you know you're not going to take a chain and whack them in the nuts or whatever. Like sexual violence is typically a woman's biggest fear, right? Like that's just the reality of it. So when that's kind of why like that archetype of a woman using sex to her advantage exists, right? That's why like in Kill Bill, right? Like the kind of the ultimate thing that you can take from a woman is that, you know, I guess the best way to put it is like, you know, her, what would you call it? Dignity. There we go. That's the word I'm looking for. You know, her dignity and her sense of self, and you know, she's intact, as it were. She's not been violated, right? And so that's why, like with like Kill Bill and stuff like that, like a lot of those characters, or like assassins characters, or like Red Room, or like if you look into a lot of those characters, or like even a lot of the action movies, that's the first thing that they do to a female character, right? They totally strip all their dignity away from them so that they have nothing left, right? And then that character has nothing left to lose, right? They are inherently unpure. They are inherently broken, right? And so that's kind of the thing, right? Like when you're looking at stories like that, I think that it's important that that vulnerability be there, right? Like, so just having a woman act like a man just feels unrealistic, right? And it's few and far between where you're going to find like a, 6+ foot tall Amazon woman that could beat up most men, right? Like it's, there are certain realities. Men are stronger than women. Their bones are denser. Their twitch muscle reflection is faster. All that kind of stuff, right? But women have like higher pain tolerances and all that kind of stuff. Like they're purpose built. Men and women are purpose built, right? And so that's kind of the thing. So if you're going to tell a story that strays away from those things, it's almost inherently going to feel bad. Right? Like that's the thing, right? Like you're going to get into a situation where from the jump, if you're not being authentic to the differences between men and women, it's going to feel fake. It's going to feel less real, less authentic, right? And so yeah, I don't know. Like it's a weird thing to see with a lot of people, because a lot of people are like, oh, I'm gonna make my sexy, powerful girl character. And I'm like, yeah, you can do that, right? Like you could, that's completely the bad girl genre, all that kind of stuff, Vampirilla, Lady Death, Evangeline, all those kind of characters. Like it's a fun genre, right? But like, yeah, like that's also like, that's the thing that you want to see cool stuff. Like you want to suspend your disbelief and you want to see cool shit happen. But I think the waters are muddied whenever you start trying to make it like that would really happen. Like, this 120-pound girl is gonna, beat up, 10 220-pound men, right? Like it's just not fucking happening, right? Like, unless they all suit up one by one and, she happens to have a knife and slits all their throats and they don't, like whatever weird scenario you're going to do to kind of even the playing field. But yeah, I don't know. It's really interesting. Like just from a storytelling perspective, how most of the hero's journey and most of those archetypes have been ruined in the last 10 years, like just discarded as if we haven't like evolved and told stories for, and so we're all just supposed to, accept lies like directly to our faces and storytelling that just doesn't actually feel authentic. And if we don't think it feels authentic, we're somehow bad people for it. Like it's the weirdest thing. Hello, awesome one. How you doing? Rest in peace, Noah. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, right? Like, you know what I mean? Like, could we get, like, a Fat Lizzo animated series? Where she's like, hey. Yes, like, exactly. Like, and that's interesting, right? Like, you could have your female MacGyver. You could have, like, like a lot of ninjas, a lot of, like, assassins and stuff like that. Like, sure, you could have a female assassin that snipes people, that like goes in and poisons drinks and does all that stuff and is never seen, right? Like you can do things like that because they're a woman, or because maybe they're a very mousy looking woman, and nobody, they just slip by because no one notices them, right? And then they're able to get into places as a cleaning lady, or as, a hotel clerk or whatever, and to disguise themselves, and then just end up in all these situations where they're able to kill their marks, right? Like, if you're smart and creative about things and don't just want to cookie cutter everything, you can actually create really fun and interesting characters. And, and then that first time they get caught, how do they get out of it? Right? Like, how do they, what do they have in place? Did they think 3 steps ahead and knew that, like, hey, I've got a backup plan. I've got 2 backup plans. I've got a plan D. I don't just got a plan A, B, and C. I got a plan D. you know. And so, like, yeah, like that's the thing. You can write really interesting characters. You can do all this kind of stuff, but it takes time. It takes creativity. You know, you want to build the world. Like, what is the world that this character comes from that, you know, they want to do that, right? Like, how do you get, you know, 120-pound woman into the espionage, assassination business, right? Like, how does that come about? You know, because it's not a path that normal people take, right? Like, you know what I'm saying? And so that kind of thing can be very inspired. It can be very interesting, right? Yeah, like and that's the thing, right? So you can do really cool and interesting things. I don't care about your version of Batman. I don't care about your Superman. Make something interesting and cool that 100 people already haven't tried to do, right? Like be the one who like tries the different, cool, interesting thing, and stop, you know, making the comic book about the dumb thing you drew when you were 12, right? Like, unless the dumb thing you drew when you were 12 was really cool and different from everybody else's, but if it's just Batman with armor on, like, you know what I mean? And he's got a sidekick named, you know, not Robin, but like Falcon or something. You know what I mean? Like, just stop. Just, you know, I don't need, you know, Batragon and Falcon, and it's just Batman and Robin in different colors. Like, you know what I mean? Like, we've already done that a ton. Well, but that's the thing, right? Like, I feel like people are too quick to just like, and it's also the same thing with the way a lot of people like look at things, right? They'll look at some book and like be like, oh, it's just X-Men meets, you know, I don't know, Power Rangers or something like that, right? Well, there you go. See, Awesome One drew dragons and X-Men as a kid, right? And so like that's the thing, right? But like, if you were creating things and you want to make something and tell stories, it's kind of like the Dale Keown thing, right? Dale Keown is putting out those trades, collecting the 4 or 5 issues, and then I assume after he puts out 4 trades or whatever, he'll collect them all into an omnibus, right? The thing that people wanted in the first place, right? And it's a lot of people like, oh, well, are you going to make New Pit? Like, Dale's an old dude. If he wanted to make a New Pit, he would have made it 20 years ago, right? I don't think, like, I think that, like, Dale's probably really happy to just, you know, do a cover here, do some kind of thing here once in a while, maybe do a Pit thing. But I don't think you'll ever see new regular Pit stories from Dale. I think that time is long past, right? Because, like, here's the thing. As an artist and as a creator, if you want to do something, you do it. You don't, like, even if you don't have the time to do it, you make the time to do it. You sleep a little less. You know, you find some time to make the thing happen. And so the way I look at it is like, if Dale or anybody else who has some old IP that was popular back in the 90s, if they wanted to keep doing it, they would have kept doing it, right? And so I think it's interesting that a lot of people are like, oh my God, are you going to make New Pit? Like, no, he's not going to make New Pit. The guy's old. It's never going to happen. Right? Like, maybe after he passes and, you know, it goes into public domain, somebody will make New Pit, but it won't be Dale. I'd be very surprised at that dude's age. And like, I have nothing against Dale. Dale's super nice. He's like, he was on Joe's stream, on Joe Sontag's the other day, and you could like, he talked about the characters. He was excited about the characters. You know, and talked about this, that, and the other thing, all the scenarios and stuff like that for the characters, right? And so he's still keen on the characters, right? He's still excited about it. You can see that it's not like he's missing a step like mentally or anything like that. He is on the ball when talking about those characters. He, and he's in there and he talks about this and talks about that. And so he's still aware of it, right? And so, like, I don't think it's that he couldn't do it. I think he just doesn't feel like it, right? Like, well, see, that's the thing, right? Like, the pit stuff was a time and place kind of thing, right? And it, in a lot of ways, unless you were really a diehard, like an Image diehard, right? Pit isn't what I would call mainstream Image either, right? Like it's not X-Men, it's not like, it's, well, I'll say mainstream Image. It's not Wildcats, it's not Youngblood, it's not Witchblade, it's not, you know what I mean? Like it's not Spawn, like, you know what I mean? And so that's the thing, right? Like, and so there are a hardcore group of people who love it and love Dale's art, and that's awesome, right? But like, well, okay, so KSS here says he doesn't think age is really affecting me. He's only, 62? Okay, I agree, right? Like, if you look at Dale's art, it's incredible, right? Like, Dale's art is fucking amazing. Like, right? Like, if you see, like, 2025, 2026 coming up, Dale art, like, for covers or any of the stuff that he's done, it's amazing. There's no denying that. That's kind of the beauty of being an artist, right? You can still be improving as long as your eyes work and as long as your brain works and your hands work. You can still keep improving. You can learn stuff. You can draw every day. Like to say that like his art is bad would be, you're either an idiot or you're lying or you're disingenuous. Like, you know what I mean? Like, and so I don't. But that's the thing, right? KSS, like. He's 62, so where was New Pit when he was in his 40s? Where was New Pit when he was in his 30s, right? Like 20, if you're saying like, like 20 years ago, like 2005, right? So if you're saying 20 years ago, what then? Why, like, you know what I mean? Sure, he can still draw, but where is the passion and desire? And like a lot of people who create things, can't help but do it. They have to do it, right? And so at some point you have to say, well, clearly if he wanted to do it, he would have done it by now, right? Like I don't know, like I don't know, maybe I'm wrong, maybe I'm crazy. Maybe he puts out a new 64-page Pit story next year. You know what I mean? But I would love that. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, count me in, And so, like, that's the thing, right? Like, I would love that. I would love to see a guy in his prime, right? Like, and by prime, I mean creatively, I mean artistically, I mean technically as an artist. Dale is just doing beautiful work, right? So, yeah, I would love to see everything that Dale has learned as an artist in 64-page Pit story. I would love to see that. Like, who wouldn't? Like, you'd fucking have to be retarded not to want to see that, right? But do I think that's going to happen? No. I don't. I do not think that he makes another full Pit book. I just don't think it happens. Yeah, his heart isn't in the, like, well, and that's the thing. Like I said, yeah, the work is beautiful. Like, he does beautiful work, but is he in a headspace creatively and passionately that he can even want to make it, right? Because sometimes you want to do things and it's just not there. Right? But then you can go do something else and it's like butter. It just happens. It just flows right out of you. Right? And so like that's kind of the bitch that is fucking, creativity, right? Like, you can learn, like there are certain things that you can learn and there's like, storytelling and the way it works, like, you can technically learn the 3-act structure and all that stuff that, you know, goes into, you know, being a storyteller, right? Like, you can understand the craft. But even if you understand the craft of something, it doesn't mean you have the inspiration to make it a reality, right? Exactly. Well, and that's the thing, right? Like, I'm not saying that Dale has to do anything. I'm not saying that I want him to do anything, right? If he wanted to do it, then, man, that'd be exciting. Like, I'll tell you right now, if Dale started showing thumbnails and, like, stuff like that for new Pit book, I'd be fucking excited. I'd be stoked as hell. I'm serious. Like, that would be amazing, right? It's kind of like Mark Schultz. I would love to see Mark Schultz do new Xenozoic Tales or Cadillacs and Dinosaurs, whatever you know it is, right? I would love to see that, like, in a heartbeat, right? Do I think it'll ever happen? No. But would I love it? Fuck yeah. Holy fucking shit, yeah. Like, day one, like, let's go. And so, yeah, that's my thing, right? All right, what's Phil got to say here? Your dad's an artist, and he's become too shaky to draw anymore at 73. Hung up his base too, has no creative outlet, and he's miserable. Just take his time. Shouldn't take his time. Yeah, and right, like, and that is so true, Phil. Like, you just, like, the thing is you don't know how much time you have left, right? Like, to get fucking serious here for a fucking minute, it's like you just don't know, right? Like. And, like, yeah, like, look at that, exactly, like Fraga, right? Like, you don't know. You don't know where your health's going to be at. You do, like, and that's why it's very, I know a lot of people, and I hate the word talented. I fucking hate it. I hate when people say it, and I hate using it. Because being talented, like, implies that, like, people aren't putting in the work, that they just can do it, and there's a talent that they have that you don't, and I just don't believe in that, right? Like, what I do believe is that some people are smarter than other people. Some people learn things faster than other people. Some people see things quicker than other people, right? Like, whether it's perspective, whether it's anatomy, right? Because I see people all the time who draw all the fucking time, and their anatomy is fucking borked, right? Like, their waists and bodies and legs are way too short, and everybody looks right fucking weird, and it's like, have you seen a human? Like, that's not what they look like, right? But like, regardless, I see a ton of people who, for lack of a better word, have a talent. You know, who could be great artists, great storytellers. And I don't know if it's like they can't get out of their own way. I don't know if it's a fear of success. I don't know what it is, but they're just not doing anything with what they have, right? And there's so many people like that, and it's so frustrating to not see people do anything with their time, right? And because, like, that to me is the saddest part, right? Like, we don't have a lot of time here, and if you're not going to follow your own passions, you're not going to chase your own dreams, then what are we here for, right? Like I don't personally want to live a life where I didn't try to do anything with the time I had. Right? Like, I don't want to live a life where I've chosen to not choose, right? Like, where it's like, because every day you wake up and you make choices, right? Like, you get up and you decide to get a shower, you decide to go buy a thing, you decide to go to work, right? Like, right? Like, you make all these choices every fucking day, right? Like, because, like, you know what I mean? That's why some people just kind of go, no, not today, and they quit their job. Right? and that's the thing, right? Like you make like seriously, like I've worked at jobs, went in and was like, nah, I'm good, and I put in my notice and walked out the door, right? Like much to the chagrin of like coworkers and friends, they're just like, what, you just fucking left? I'm like, yeah, I'm done. Like, no thanks, right? Like, because life's too short to put up with bullshit, right? Or to like be like, hey, I don't got time for this. I could be doing something better with my life, right? And I don't feel like enough people make that choice. They will wallow in, you know, obscurity. They will wallow in mediocrity, and they won't just make the choice to do anything with their life. And like that's the thing. Like, you don't have to. I don't think you have to do anything, right? Because, like, really, like, I could fucking run down and live in a tent by the river, and at the end of the day, it doesn't affect anybody but me, right? Like, some people would be like, where the fuck did Jay go? And somebody would be like, oh, he fucking moved to a tent down by the river. And that'd be it, right? Like, but, like, if as a creative person, like, you should be making things. You should be, like, making things that have an impact on people, right? Because like that's what you want, right? Like, because a lot of the art stuff, like, sure, it's cool to draw dudes with guns and, you know, like, oh, Cable's awesome or whatever, like whatever it is, right? Yeah, right. At least you got to bone the intern, exactly. Like, you know, give her a little, you know, get a little rub and tug. You know what I'm saying? Little trap the clam, little swallow the swan. You know what I'm saying? Well, yeah, like, but that's the thing, right? Like, there are, like, I say it a lot. There are a lot of people on like little hug boxes, right? And in some ways that's worse, right? Where you just have a bunch of people who aren't getting any better at their art. They're not doing anything, but they're all just patting each other on the back, telling each other they're fucking great. Like, oh, that's great, man. Oh man, I love what you're doing. And you're just like, you look at it and go, am I blind? Am my eyes not working? That doesn't look good. Like, and especially the fucking people who complain about like where Marvel and DC art has been at the last 10 years. Their art is shittier. And I guarantee they wouldn't pay for their own art if it had a Marvel logo on it. Right? They're complaining about work that's markedly better than theirs. And yet, they're complaining about it, right? And then you get a bunch of people patting these fucking hug box clowns on the back, telling them like, "Oh, good boy, good boy, good boy. Oh, that's good. That's good, man." And it's like literally like it looks good for you, or does it look good for a 13-year-old? Do you know what I mean? Like, and like seriously, dude, we got some 40-year-olds out here drawing like they're 13, and I'm just like, your stuff is a product, right? Like, if you're creating a book and you're asking for money for it, it's now a product. It's not you spinning around in a tutu in your backyard as some kind of art project, you know, where people go, oh, he's an artist, you know, he's spinning around his backyard, you know, and doing some performance art bullshit, right? When you're making a product that people are going to read and pay you $20, $25 for, it should meet a standard. It should meet a fucking basic mid-standard for competence. Like, you know, I should be able to read the story. I should be able to understand the story. It should have a beginning, middle, and ending. The art should be decent. Like, you know what I mean? And like, and the art part is somewhat subjective. Like, some people are like, oh, but I like that style. And a lot of people like bad art style because they think they could do it. So they're kind of like, oh, I could do that, so that's okay. Right? Like, it's weird, like, because I used to manage a comic book shop for about 6 years, like 2 of them, actually. These 2 shops. And we would have people come in with their sketchbooks and stuff like that. And you would see the comics they gravitated towards, and they were indie, you know, that underground kind of garbage that a lot of people like kind of like, you know, when I hear people say their book is indie, it's underground, it's like almost like you're building in a fail state. It's like you're like, oh yeah, like my art looks like shit. It doesn't look mainstream, and normal people who like pretty, beautiful things aren't going to want to buy it. So I'm underground, right? You know, like, and these are the same people that if their band got popular, they would say they didn't like them anymore. Like, I used to like them when they were good, you know, fucking trendy little hipster hip chasers, you know. But yeah, like that's the thing, right? Like, yeah, right? Like, you know, but that's the thing, right? Like some people, I think that's it. Like they're afraid of success, so they want to be underground. Like, oh, I'm never gonna, like, you know, like, oh, my stuff's underground. Like it's, you know, and like, I think any artist who doesn't want to quote unquote sell out is lying to themselves. And I don't mean sell out your soul. I don't mean sell out your ideas or whatever, but sell out your books, sell out your product. You want to print 500 of them and have 0 left. You want to sell out, right? No artist, no writer that's honest wants to sell 50 books to people or 100 books, right? They don't want just 100 people to see their thing. They want 1,000 people to see your thing, right? Like, and so, you know, they want 2,000, they want 10,000, they want whatever. Like, it's fine. It's fine if you have a small audience. It's fine that, like, you know, you, like, because you can make a decent living off of a handful of people, right? Like, if your business is like, you know, if you're charging $25 and you got like 100 people backing you, you know, and you're putting out like a small book or whatever every few months, it's a good side income. But the work you're putting out, like the time you're putting into the work to get, you know, $25 from, you know, 100 people isn't worth it in the end. It's not even minimum wage. Right? Like you could go work at Cracker Barrel and make more money in a month working at Cracker Barrel than you would in indie comics, right? So you do want to sell out. You do want an audience. You do want, you know, people to read your book. Like, so any artist out there kind of downplaying it or whatever is an idiot, right? Like, just straight up, right? Like if you're not trying to reach as many people, and it's also the same thing with like the Kickstarter, Indiegogo, Fund My Comic, all this other stuff, right? Like, if anybody is telling you not to go to another platform to get more eyes on your book, is an idiot, right? Like, basically anybody saying like, no, don't get more customers. Don't get more eyes on your book. Don't get a different crowd to see your book because we don't like that platform. That's fucking stupid. That is the dumbest shit I've ever seen or heard. Right? And the people saying it don't care about you or your business. Right? They just don't. Right? Like if you're taking some kind of stand and deciding that you don't want to, you know, be like, it's like saying like, you know, don't go on like comics. What's the Comics One app or Global Comics or anything, like, you know what I mean? Like, it's like, no, don't go on there. You don't want more eyes on your book. You don't want to sell more copies of your book. Do you know what I mean? Like yeah, it's kind of ridiculous, right? Like, and so like, yeah, I just think inherently you just want to. You want to sell to as many people as you can, no matter what. You want as many eyes on the work. Like, why do the work if only 10 people are going to see it, right? Like, and I get it. Like, some artists, some creators are happy for the 10 people because they get to share it with somebody, right? Because, like, that's what you want as an artist, right? You want people to see your work. You want them to feel something. Even if it's hate, you want them to feel something, right? Yeah, so I don't know. There's a lot of double talk, and there's a lot of people fucking talking out of their ass, right? With a lot of this shit. Phil's here. He says, back in my day, my favorite Coke spot used to try slipping you rocks instead of powder. It was run by a gang, so I guess I shouldn't have expected good customer service. This is fair. Even I still have no idea who Jay's avatar is. Are you talking about the avatar like that's in the corner, like on my screen? Like my little like channel icon avatar? That is a drawing that I did of oh my god, what the hell's her name? Battle Angel Alita. Yeah, Battle Angel Alita. You know, from like the movie. And she like rubs the blood on her eyes, you know. Good day to you, Edwin. How you doing today? We're just here, you know, we're just talking about comics, art, a little bit of Godzilla here that I've been flipping through in this beautiful Godzilla Essential King of Monsters. It's almost like an artist edition with it being all black and white and beautiful as it is. So yeah, I'm just chilling, you know, talking about hug boxes and the people in them, and people selling comics and, you know, selling them on Kickstarter. You should do that. That's a good idea. Just like Edwin is. His anthology is live on Kickstarter. You know? It's a good thing. Go check out Edwin's book. If there's a wrench in the chat, I don't know if there still is. Yeah, drop his link. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, well, okay, here's the thing. I've been really busy with this house and getting this home ready to live in, right? And so it was easier for me to record an unboxing or, you know, play a game for a little bit or do some premiere of something than it was to sit down and draw or do anything like that on stream, just the way the setup was, right? Now I have the setup where I'm here and I can do all my traditional work at this and then go over to my other desk and do digital work, right? Yes, I live in a house. I was living in an apartment for a very long time, and then I got tired of paying rent. I said, hey, I've been paying rent for a long time, and I've got nothing to show for it. And a mortgage, funny enough, on a home on like 50 acres of land is cheaper than paying rent. So I bought a house, you know, been renovating the house, and now I've moved into that. So I've been living in this house for about a month and a half, maybe almost 2 months now. And I've been still working on things and organizing and unpacking and, you know, sorting my comic collection and my game collection and all that stuff, all my collections. Yeah, so anyway, I'm in the house now, so there will be a lot more regular streams. There will be a lot more art streams. There will be a lot more everything, right? Like, things are kind of settling down. I'm kind of getting back into a schedule where I'm not spending all my free time trying to get this house ready to live in. I'm living in the house now, you know. Exactly. You'll get your goddamn rent when you fix this goddamn door. You know? But yeah, so yeah, that's the thing, right? Listen, I wish my AC was stuffed with crack. I'd sell that shit quick, fast. You know? But yeah, that's just how it is. Listen, I have upgraded from a box on the side of the road. This is true. Emo knows what's up. I'm in a house. It's got multiple rooms in it. It's got a kitchen, a living room, a bedroom, 2 bathrooms, 1 bathroom upstairs, 1 bathroom downstairs. Both have a shower in them. I got an office. I got a bedroom. You know, I got all kinds of room in this house, right? I wouldn't say in the lap of luxury, but, you know, it's a good time. It's a good time. And so, yeah, so, you know what I mean? So I got tired of spending money on, like, you know, on nothing, right? You're putting out rent and you've got nothing to show for it after even 5 or 10 years, right? Like, and so I was just kind of like, well, what's going to cost me to buy a house, right? I look into it, and I look at the mortgage payment, and I'm like, I would be paying more for rent than I would for a mortgage. So I bought a house, fixed up the house, and now I'm living in the house. That's it. That's it. That's the excitement, right? And that's the thing, right? Like, you could spend your entire life paying rent, and that's fine, right? But I was like, I would like something to show for what I have. I'd like to own what I'm living in. If I want to knock down a wall, which I have in this house, and I've reframed things in this house. Bandmade is great. I do like Bandmade as well. I like Scandal also. If we're going to talk about Japanese girl bands. But yeah, and so anyway, we're in this house. I'm out in the middle of fucking nowhere. I have Starlink, like I'm streaming to you right now from Papa Elon's Starlink internet. So we're satellite interneting it. And I still have a better video signal than Shelby does, right? That's just how it is. It's just how it is. No, I seriously, if you are stuck in the apartment rat race kind of thing, look into it. It's less crazy than you would think it is to buy and own your own house. It really is. And I spent a hot minute looking for the house. I spent almost 2 years. Oh, thanks, K-pop. And I spent almost 2 years looking for this house, right? Like I was very particular about where it was, what was going, because I'm like, hey, if I'm going to be kind of attached to this thing for a hot minute, it better be where I want it and how I want it to be, kind of thing, right? So if you're going to go all in, you might as well do it right. And so in some ways it's been great. Other ways it's kind of threw off my year quite a bit as far as the work I want to get done and things like that. It's made life a little more interesting in some ways, a little more frustrating in others. Other aspects of my life are pretty good, though. Can't complain, Good people in my life. I'm stoked about that. But I definitely recommend looking into home ownership if you are stuck in the rent race, as it were, because it's a lot better than you'd think it would be, right? Like you'd think, like, oh, I'm paying. Like I know people are paying $1,500, $2,000 a month for rent, right? And your mortgage is like half that, right? Like, and so, yeah. Exactly, KSS. Exactly. Yeah. That is 100% what you need to be doing, right? You need to be fixing your garage in the middle of the night because it's yours. You know what I mean? That's exactly what it is. I like it. Yes, there's also property taxes, but here's the thing, right? And I've already paid my property taxes. But even with property taxes, I'm going to put out less this year in mortgage and all that other stuff than I was paying in rent and stuff. Right? Like, so by owning the house, I'm better off financially than I was renting. Right? Like that's just the reality of it. So, maple syrup tax be damned. It's just like, that's the thing. Like, if you look into the realities of it, like, and that's the thing, right? You actually kind of want to have a look into that. It was one of those things, like, I never even thought of it, right? And then one day I was kind of like, you know, I'm kind of getting tired of, like, just putting out all this money and having nothing to show for it, right? So yeah, like, that's my thing. I would recommend it, but I mean, also, like, hey, I get it, right? Like, if you're paying rent, you can just get up and leave and move somewhere else, right? And so, or go visit other people or do things or whatever. And so right now I'm kind of locked into this. And, you know, and I purchased the house so that it would give me the freedom to do other things that I want to do, right? But at the same time, currently it is kind of like, you know, cock block some of those things that I would like to be doing. You know, but that's life, right? Like, it's everything is about give and take. You know, everything is about balance. And, you know, some things just work out in due time, right? Like, that's just kind of the way it is. But yeah, I like mowing the lawn. It allows me to get out of the house and meditate in 98-degree heat. This is true. Yeah. No, it's a good, like, to me so far, as frustrating as some aspects of it have been, I actually enjoy, you know, being in my own house, looking out the window and not seeing a parking lot or another apartment building across the way or another, you know what I mean? I look out and just see trees for miles. I just look out and see nothing, you know? Right? Yes, exactly, K-pop. I'm getting cock-blocked by my house. Hopefully the house lets me get some soon. Listen. You know what I'm saying? Listen, there are no brats anywhere near my house. You know, which is good. But yeah, you know, no, like, that's really the thing, right? Like, we got some cowboys and Godzilla here, and there's no kids anywhere near my house or on my lawn. That's just the way it is. Got more Godzilla stomping around. He's created a stampede. No, there's barely been any of this Godzilla book. I've been flipping through and looking at things and just kind of chilling. You know what I mean? Occasionally, I would talk about this Godzilla book while I was talking about dating, women, nose ring theory, you know, the law, jaws of fear. You've got nothing to fear but fear itself. You know, that's just how it is. You know, but yeah, I don't know. It's one of those things, right? Like, life is very weird, and you just kind of don't know what it's going to throw at you, right? Like, you can plan and plan and plan and plan things, and then somebody or something will throw a wrench in your plans, and it just blows your fucking mind, right? Like, you're just kind of like, well, that was the last thing I was expecting. And then you're like, now what the fuck do I do, right? And you just kind of figure it out, right? You just kind of, you know, you decide the path you're going to take, and for better or worse, you follow it, right? And see how it goes. Damn, we're all an illusion. Emo's an illusion. She's not here. Awesome One is saying hello to someone who isn't even here, which I find incredible, you know. We got all kinds of horses. There's a stampede. You know, Dum Dum Dugan is riding a horse. Listen, hold on. I can expose Noah at any point. Yeah, listen, I've cautioned and warned Noah about some of the situations he's gotten himself into. And I said, hey, if this happens, Noah, if you do this, if you go down this path, and people catch feelings, and then you're like, nah, son, and then you're stuck, right? You're already in there. You're pot committed, as it were, or they are, right? And that's possibly even worse. right, Noah? Like, if you are not even, if you're 1 foot in the bedroom and 1 foot out the door, you know, sometimes we take chances, sometimes we take pills, you know. I can write this better than you ever felt it, you know, a little Fallout Boy for you. But right, like that, like that's the thing, right? Like, life is really, really weird like that, right? Like you could, you know, it can be vice versa, right? Like you can be head over heels for somebody and them not give a fuck about you. They can be head over heels for you and you be 75% of the way in. I don't know. And you just don't know, right? Like some shit you just don't know in life. You just kind of go for it, right? And then there's like people like Noah who like to poke the relationship bear and then act surprised when the bear bites. You know, that's the thing, right? You know, sometimes the bear bites, Noah. And, you know, sometimes the bear is a big hairy gay man, you know. So you got to be careful, Noah. You know, who you're poking. You know, that's all I'm saying. Just don't let him bite. And poke Pete Cimetti. No, Pete Cimetti's a good guy. I like Pete Cimetti. But yeah, it's interesting. It's interesting. Look at this. Dum Dum Dugan is bigger than Godzilla. Godzilla gets shrunk down, pocket size, even. You know, speaking of, you know, poke Pete Cimetti. This is pocket-sized Godzilla. Boy, is he angry. You know? I've barely... Okay, here you go. KSS. If you're head over heels in love, never let her know. Remind her you have options. This comes in handy when you tell her that you are not, in fact, a garage door repairman. Yes. Yes. Yes and yes. Noah, I live for the game, Jay. That moment when you poke the bear is exhilarating. Yeah, I suppose. There is an interesting part to that, right? Like when you're kind of like, you know, shit's going down, you know, shit's happening, and then there's like an excitement and fear surrounding it. I get it. I get what you're saying. What's Phil saying here? Bears power bomb my trash weekly if I put it out too early. Speaking of, tonight is garbage night. Damn. You got to dodge bear power bombing bears. God. The bear in this instance is a very large lesbian Noah's being stalked by. Well, yes. Like, I mean, here's the thing. Like, Noah's attracting like every like, if there were a species checklist, Noah is trying to check all the boxes off for, you know, whether they're, you know, bi or lesbian or trans or whatever it is, right? Like he is hitting every letter of the alphabet on his adventure, and it's entertaining to me. Yeah, you're playing alphabet bingo. You're playing LGBTQ plus EX plus alpha, you know, super turbo championship edition. That's the game that Noah's playing. Apparently, black lives or black scamps. Some women think bears are better than men. Those poor bears. Yeah, like women, like those type of women who would say that they would rather be in the forest with a bear than a man have never been in the forest, you know. And if they were there and there was a man there, they would run to them screaming, being, "Oh my God, save me!" Right? Yeah, it's just nonsense. It is literally like the peak of just like women being ridiculous, right? Like being so high on the protected food chain, as it were, where they're just like, oh yeah, I can say that I would rather be in the woods with a bear than with a man, like because you are in that place of extreme you know, like what would you call it? I guess you know, extreme. The ladies say they likely prefer the bear. Actually, they look like elephants. Well, like, yeah. We know what female leadership leads to with a Czech Cracker Barrel CEO. Yeah, like, I don't, like, that Cracker Barrel thing's dumb, right? Like, it's like all the, I felt like we were past the woke thing, right? Like, you know, it's like, oh, like, because, you know, they wanted to change a Cracker Barrel literally because, you know, it's a company that comes from the South, and having a white man with a barrel on it for some people apparently, and here's the thing though, right? Like, anybody who looks at the Cracker Barrel thing and like immediately thinks that it is some kind of like implied racism or some kind of like, you know, white privilege or whatever it is, it's stupid. It's just the most nonsensical bullshit thing that I've ever seen, right? Like, it's the peak of privilege, right? To just like go in there and assume that you can take something like that, change it, and you're gonna make everything better because of it, right? Like, it's really dumb. It's really dumb. Yeah, I don't know. I shake my head at all of it, and you know, it is what it is, right? I don't know. Like, I don't know. A lot of that stuff, like, you know, like, what is it, like, you know, we got so many Karens out here making things a problem, and I'm not sure what you can do about it, right? Like, how do you go and fix that, right? Like, how do you fix, you know, a bunch of Karens thinking that they can fix everything, right? I don't know. You know, and it's like and I don't know. It's like, it's one of those things. Like, it's like just constant virtue signaling. Like, oh my God, we're fixing this. Oh, we're changing this. Oh, this is better. I'm a good person because I'm changing this, because somebody somewhere might think that Cracker Barrel guy represents some kind of like white supremacy or some stupid crap. Like there's so many like Olympic level leaps in logic to a lot of this woke stuff and this DEI stuff and all this stuff, and it's just super like frustrating, right? Like, it's like I don't know, at no point, like, okay, like, at no point have I, like, and I've worked at all kinds of different places and worked with all kinds of different people, and at no point did we ever hire somebody for the color of their skin or their gender or anything like that. It's like, you hire the best person for the job, right? And just by hiring the best person for the job, you naturally get different people, right? Like, that's just how it is. Like, even if you look at comics, go look at comics all through like the 70s, 80s, and 90s and stuff like that. And like, half the people, like the Ron Limbs or the Bocellos or the whoever's, you didn't know what they were. You didn't know if like Ryan Benjamin, you didn't know he was a black dude. Like, yeah, good old Jim Lee, Stan Lee, like all this stuff. Nobody knew what race a lot of these people were. Like, you know what I mean? You just, like, you read a book and you knew that the Jim Lee books were better, you know, than the Eric Larson books, right? You knew that the Todd books were better than the Ron Lim books. You, like, you know what I mean? Like, stuff like that. You knew the Buscema books. You knew that the Joe Mad books, like the J. Scott Campbell's, like, you know, the Carlos Bocello books. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you just knew they were better books. No one cared, you know, or Louise Simonson or any of that people. No one cared. Like Margaret West and Tracy Hickman, who did all the D&D stuff. No one cared that, like, what race the people were. No one cared what gender the people were. Like, they just wanted to read good books, right? They just, like, were like, the art is awesome. Like, I'm going to pick up more books by this Jim Lee guy. Like, nobody was like being like, oh, like, here's what's funny. Okay, speaking of Jim Lee, I did not know that he was Korean. I thought he was Chinese. Like, until like just the other day. Right? Like, and it's like, I'm like, oh yeah, he's Asian. But for some reason, I just thought he was like Chinese Asian. I didn't think he was Korean Asian. But like, yeah, but it doesn't matter. Or Whilce Portacio, I think he's, is he like Thailand? Is he Taiwanese, or is he like, from Thailand, or what is, I don't know. But like, you know what I mean? Like Pacific, he's Pacific Islander or something. I don't know. It doesn't matter, right? Like, I don't care. Like, is the work good? That's all I care about. Right? Like, well, I wasn't like, here's the thing, right? Like, it's not that I was even looking to just like, because you can straight up tell, like, if someone's Japanese or Chinese or Korean or whatever, right? Yeah, Carlos Bocello, Bacalo, I don't know. I think it's Bocello. Or is it Bacalo? I don't know. Doesn't matter, right? Doesn't matter. But that's the thing. Like, I just never cared, right? Like, it's the same. It's like the same when I was young and I started seeing like a lot of like, you know, if you went into Blockbuster, it was called like Japanimation, right? Like, you were just kind of like, this looks amazing compared to He-Man, you know, or Voltron or whatever. You were just like, holy shit, Doomed Megaopolis looks crazy. What is Akira? It looks awesome. And so, right, like, I don't think anybody, like, inherently, I just don't care who you are. What? The Canadian? No, it's Carlos Bacalo. The guy, you know, the guy who, like, worked on, like, X-Men and stuff like that. Like, that guy. Yeah, oh yeah. Like, listen, you know, little Kentaro Miura, you know, the Berserk guy. He's worked on some cool things. Little Kentaro Miura, you know. Look, I can pull out cool stuff all day. Look at this. Film cells from Ballerina Toshinden, you know? Get on my level. That's all I'm saying. But anyway, you know, doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. But like, no, but like inherently, like, people care about the work. Is the work cool? Is it interesting? That's what people care about, right? Like, now Carlos Pacheco is a different person. There's Bacalo and Pacheco, and there's a whole bunch of them. There's a whole bunch of sumo. There's a lot of different people on this planet, you know? All different races and creeds. Some people have noses, some don't. Just how it is, you know? But yeah, like, that's the thing, right? Like, I don't know. I've just never, it's just never crossed my mind to care about if someone's black that's making a comic, or someone is Chinese or Korean or whatever. It's like, is the art good? Is the storytelling good? Right? Like, same with video games, same with like animations, you know, whatever it is, right? I just don't care, you know, about any of that kind of thing. You think K-pop comes from the ginger race? Like, are you talking about the person? Or are you talking about the genre of music? Because that's like the Irish, you know. Gingers come from Irish, you know. Scots, you know, all that kind of stuff, right? You know, the K-pop, the person is not a ginger. Like, look at her picture. Blonde hair. Like, what the hell? Like, probably German, some Nordic influence, you know, Italian. They come from the Hebrews. You're saying that the gingers come from the Hebrews? Wow. All right. But yeah, you know, it's a good time. It's a good time. Damn. Look at Godzilla. I like how they draw a lot of Godzilla sleeping. There's been multiple shots of Godzilla napping in this series of 24 issues of Dum Dum Dugan palling around with our good old friend Godzilla. You know, that's just me. How long is a probable amount of time for a nap? Okay. Now, in my as a man who doesn't nap, it's 0 hours, right? If I'm going to sleep, it's a minimum of 4 hours. Now, if you're a woman, and I have some experience with napping women, it's usually about 2 to 3 hours. Sometimes they'll fall asleep and be asleep for more than that. And that's not really a nap, right? They might say it's a nap. But if you're sleeping over 2 hours, it's not a nap, right? But anyway, you know. But like, you know, and like some people will take a power nap for like 20 minutes or something like that. But you know, that's just the way it is, right? But yeah, my nap-based experience with women. No, kidnapping women, no. But no, like yeah, that like right, like as a man, I'm lucky to get 4 to 6 hours of sleep a day, right? Like I dream of getting 8 hours sleep. Like I wish I could get 8 hours sleep. That'd be a miracle. But like I said, like in my experience and talking to women who say, I'm gonna have a nap, it's hours. It's hours. It's like 2 hours. It's like 3 hours. And then they go, oh yeah, I just woke up from my nap. And I'm like, oh God, that's great. It's great for you. I hope you had a good nap. And so yeah, like yeah, that's the reality, right? You've been listen, Noah. I wish I could sleep 8 to 10 hours. I don't even understand. Like there was a time when I would sleep that no problem. But now, like even if I set an alarm, I wake up hours before the alarm. Do you know what I'm saying? I'm not grumpy, dare you? I am very pleasant. Yeah, see, look at this one coming in. Do not defile the sanctity of the nap. Oh my God. But yeah, like that's the thing, right? Like women live completely different lives than men, right? Like they're just shit that women do and can get away with that men just can't do, right? Like they just like it's just the reality of it. Like they just get like infinite nap time, right? Like yeah, it's super funny to me. Jay is angry. I'm not angry at the clouds. I'm actually a very happy person. You know, like you guys just like to hear me grumble. You know what I mean? That's the thing. They must be able to jump when a baby cries. This is true. This is facts. You know, and that's true. Most women are very light sleepers, right? Like, you know, it's like you blink too hard, and they're like, "What?" You know. Yeah. Oh yeah. They're 100% using cheat codes. Listen, listen. There are certain kind of naps I never pass up. You know what I mean? If a woman's like, "Hey, you want to come for a nap?" No one's going to sleep. You know what I'm saying? You know, if you're having a sexy nap, that's one thing, right? Sleepy nap, have fun. You know what I mean? you have your nap, but if they're inviting you for a nap, no one's going to sleep. You know what I'm saying? But that's all good. Listen, sometimes you gotta. It's just how it is, right? You know. And here's the beauty, right here. Dum Dum Dugan has shrank down Godzilla to Dum Dum size. Now he is able to swing Godzilla around. Look at cute little Godzilla biting at people's hands. They've trapped him in a net. He's been shrunk down. See, look. Next episode, Godzilla and the Rat are the same size. Battle beneath 8th Avenue. Bum, bum, bum. So there you go. Fugitive in Manhattan. You know, we're getting it done. From Toho Productions' famed movie series, Godzilla, the King of Monsters. Yeah, listen, the Irish, as an Irishman, I can tell you, they are wily. Kaiju number 8 is excellent. I am very, very excited about the new season of Kaiju number 8. The first season was excellent. Kaiju number 8 is an excellent anime. Yeah, it's good stuff. But there's a perfect example, right? Like, Kaiju number 8 is a really good spin on that kind of, like, you know, monster kind of formula, right? Like the Kaiju formula, all that kind of stuff, right? You know, and in some ways it's kind of like a mix of like Ultraman and Godzilla Kaiju stuff mixed together, right? Where Kafka is the main character in Kaiju number 8. Basically gets like infected by this like Kaiju bug thing that goes in his mouth and turns him into a Kaiju. But he can control it. He can shift back and forth between, you know, being himself as a human and turning into a big giant monster, right? And so there, you know, there's a bit of like Hulk in it type thing. What, the Kentaro book? Which one? This one? The Japan? The art in these is excellent. Like, what's kind of cool about this book is that they kind of do this weird like time travel. Like, look at this art. They kind of do like this time travel thing, and they go back in the past of Japan, and like, you know, it ends up becoming like all gangs and all that kind of stuff, and they're fighting over women, and yeah, like, look at this stuff. Oh, there's a bit of nudity there. I better flip that. But yeah, like, it's really good. Great storytelling, lots of fights and battles, you know. Yeah, it's good stuff. Yeah, we took, like, look at that. Like, look at this battle. Are we going this way? Yeah. Right? Like, look at that. That stuff looks great. He's just punching through, like, 3 dudes with one giant rock sock. That's good stuff. Yeah, it's Miura. It's like if Guts was a giant ogre. You know what I mean? That's the beauty of it. This guy looks like Jesus, and he steps in the way of the arrow. Yeah, all the art in this is great. See, look at this Jesus dude. The new state of Japan. But yeah, it's cool. King of Wolves. Who knows when Noah's video is elusive, right? It's like the wind. You know, it's like a fugazi. You know, what is it? You know? But yeah, all this Miura stuff, beautiful. That's all I'm gonna say. Put it over here. Yeah. But like, yeah, this stuff's great. Like, Miura is like, look at that. Look at that dude. That's good. But yeah, it's like all warlords and battles. This stuff's pretty good. Like, look at this stuff. Look at these fights. That dude with the sword crushing down right here. It's good. Yeah, like, look at this stuff. It's great. So a lot of really awesome work. Yeah, Miura is awesome. This stuff's gonna actually be pretty hard to find these days. I don't know where you would hunt this down. Because yeah, this was, God, early 2000s. Yeah, it's a Dark Horse manga, first edition, May 2005. May 2005. So yeah, if you were looking for that, that's gonna be a hard one to hunt down. And then Japan was August of 2005. But yeah, art's incredible. Miura, goated. What's this? Yeah, it's Fairy Dust. It's Fugazi. Yep. Just a fool to believe I am anything she needs. She's like the wind through my trees. You know? Is this Miura completely on art duties besides assistance? Yeah, he's a pretty accomplished and competent artist. Like, you know, if you're looking, it's kind of like that. Remember, Noah, we were talking about that post, and people were trying to say that the guy's assistants were like doing the heavy lifting, and it was like, come on, like his assistants are doing some light shading and some smoke in the background. Like, get out of here. You know. But yeah, like that's the thing, right? Exactly. Sometimes he streams just to practice his Japanese French. Oui. You know. Oh yeah. Miura did a whole bunch of stuff before and during Berserk. He's got a few other things too. But yeah, look at anything Miura did. He was excellent. Like, you know, yeah, a shame that he passed so soon. To be honest, right? Like I passed, you know, pretty young. You know what I mean? Like, he was only in his 50s. You know, like hopefully we all have more time than that left. Jeez. But yeah, that's the thing, right? You know, we got Godzilla still in a cage here. We got one of these shield helicarriers flying around here, jumping. It's all good. It's all good. But yeah, Miura's great. Make me want to get those books. Listen. Well, I'm going to tell you, like, that's kind of the beauty of the time we're in right now, right? Like, you can go back and there's literally an unlimited source of books to read, right? You could never buy another book, like a new book, like that came out. Like, say if you decide to draw a line in the sand and say, I'm only buying books from 2010 and back to, like, you know, 1980, you'd never run out of things to read, right? You just wouldn't. There's so much good stuff out there. There's just like an insane amount of great manga, great books, comics, like, you know what I mean? Like, all the Shadowrun books, there's like, what, 43 or 42 Shadowrun books from the 80s. A couple Cyberpunk 2020 novels, like all the Dragonlance stuff, or Ravenloft, like, you know, Lord Soth. Yeah, there's and just manga itself, like, there's just like a ton of, like, hold on, like I could literally do this right now, like. This was just released. This is the first time this Spawn manga has been released in English outside of Japan. Right? And so Juzo Tokoro, story and art, right? There's a whole Spawn fat manga, and there's multiple Spawns in this too, which is actually pretty cool. There's not just your regular Spawn guy, right? Like, there's not your. This is look, clown, right? Like, that's what we're talking about here. Like, you've never read. I guarantee that, like, none of you in here have read this Spawn manga. most of you probably didn't even know it existed, right? And so, yeah, like you have this, and this came out in Japan in the late 90s, right? Like this is old Spawn stuff, right? And so, like all this stuff right here, boom, is completely new. If you want new Spawn stories, they're here. And this is what I'm talking about. Like, and it's a completely different like twist on the characters, and like, you know, it's not Simmons. Like, look at like Violator and all these guys, like, you know, and there's some new characters and stuff in here too, right? And that's the like yeah, you got some really cool stuff. Like, look, delicious angel girl, a bit delicate, but I'm sure you're going to be delicious. You know, good stuff, right? Like, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Like, you could literally just keep going backwards and never run out of new stuff to read. That's kind of the beauty. Like, look at these two Spawns. There's the, like, so cool that there's like just two Spawns running around doing shit. Like, yeah, it's cool, right? Like, but yeah, like that is the thing, right? Like, you got tons of stuff to read. Look at this stuff. Look at this Snake Woman. Cool shit, you know. What we got here? Keeping your gut health in check. Let's see, Hero Power Sky wants to be a hero. Yep. What's my take on the DC compact comics? They're manga size instead of the Western comic size. I mean, if it gets different people to read the books, it's cool, right? Like I said before, like that's all you want is people to read the stuff, right? Like, inherently, if a change, like if you have to put something in this manga size to get a different group of people to read it, that's awesome, right? Like, go to where your audience is, right? So if like putting it in the manga format, and you know, some 17-year-old walks into a store and picks it up because it's in a manga section and manga sized, that's pretty cool, right? Like, you can deal with that. Like, yeah, like, look, I could pull weird stuff, like little Mobile Suit Gundam Thunderbolt. Also, some incredible work here, you know. It's good times. Just beautiful stuff here, right? Like, but yeah, like that's the thing, right? Like, if there's something, like, that's the thing, if there's something you're looking for, you can find it, right? Like, if there's a genre that you're looking for, or even like, I've even got stuff like this, Vampire Hunter D novels, right? Like, you got full, like, you know, and there's some art in it and stuff like that, but like, you know, you're just straight up reading a novel, boys, you know. But yeah, there's like some cool single art pieces. Yeah, and what's cool about these is all the art pieces in it are by Yoshi Amano. He's the Final Fantasy artist. Exactly. See what's up, K-pop? See, K-pop knows what's going on. And so yeah, like that's the thing, right? Like, yeah, like there's so much out there. There's so much out there. See, like let's get in here. Right? Little Stan Sakai, little Asagi Yojimbo. You know, this beautiful little hardcover. It's like all embossed and everything like that. It's like a little original graphic novel. And like, you know, it's good times. It's just a fun little Usagi Yojimbo story. You know, like, you could, like, if there's something you're into, it's out there, right? Like, there's just a ton of good stuff out there. What else do we got happening here? Oh, okay. Speaking of, Shadowrun, Secrets of Power Volume 2, Choose Your Enemies Carefully. Cyberpunk 2020, The Revengers. There are only 2 of these novels ever made. You know, they didn't make a lot of Cyberpunk 2020 fiction. There's a lot of handbooks and stuff like that, but there wasn't a lot of actual like just novels. But the Shadowrun stuff, that's my jam. These were great. These also had like little like illustrations and stuff in them as well, right? Like, what a great time. But like, you know what I mean? Like, there's like 40, I think it's 43 or 44 of these novels from the 80s, right? Like, you could just jump into these and be reading like amazing Shadowrun novels, right? Like, it's good shit, really good shit. You know, that's just it, right? Right? Secrets of Power Volume 3, Find Your Own Truth. I'm just saying, right? Like there's so much stuff out there right now that's great, right? Like there is no lack of good content. Phil, the goulash I made is calling my name. Don't tell anyone the goulash is talking to me. Please be right back. All right, and go enjoy your goulash. Go talk to it. Go taste it. Go make friends with it. You know, or we can go in here and we could look at some Mike Allred, Red Rocket #7. Right? Some really cool, fun stuff in this. Look, Michael Jackson. He's there. He's ready to tee-hee. You know, those eyebrows. God damn. Yep. It's super funny. Mike Allred, all his stuff just kind of in a weird way reminds me of like Frisky Dingo and Archer. Do you know what I mean? Like, everything he does just kind of has this, like, in a weird backwards way. Yeah, Mike's Red Rocket, you know what I'm saying? Dang. Yeah, Red Rocket 7 by Mike Allred. It's good. It's good. It's all kinds of fun stuff, right? There's just no shortage of anything. Okay, here's something that I'm going. This is gonna take a special kind of turn. All right, this, boys and girls, right here, Masamune Shiro's Pile Up. Now, this is special. I'm gonna slide this stuff back over, because this is so cool. Now, the cool thing about this is, like, this is like a little hardcover, but it was also part of the time when they were making a lot of digital manga, and they were adding, like, and this was before motion comics, right? And so a lot of this stuff, like, this is a really cool, like, double set, right? And so the booklet, this pile-up booklet, is, and if you, most people, like 99.999% of you, even if you know who Ghost in the Shell is, if you know who Masamune Shiro is, you've never seen this. Don't even fucking play with me. You don't even know what this is. So we got this pile up. It's really good. Super good. Super detailed art. Look at these mustaches. Where have all the mustaches gone? That's the real shit. Where are these mustaches gone, boys? Where are they at? Right? So anyway, this is the thing. Solving the crimes. Figuring out what's going on with the murder. Yes, New Dominion Tank Police. Tank Police, yes. Black Magic. You know, Orion. You know, Appleseed. Ghost in the Shell. What's up? Dudes with mustaches. Going hard in comic books in the 80s. You know, Marvel, DC, everywhere. Okay, but here's the thing. Here's yeah, rest in peace, mustachioed men, you know? So, this, and I'm going to do a video probably on this all by itself. This pile-up disc, this is the cool shit. So, this has that whole comic in it, but it's like when they walk into a room and it's like in the police station, they have all the typewriters going and the phones ring in and the background chatter. And if like they would animate certain parts of the comic, you know, when the car pulls away or like when somebody shoots and stuff like that. And it's really well done. It's so well done. It's inspiring. And this is like old shit, right? Like this here, this is like this version, this real CD-ROM disc version of this is back in 2002, right? And so, and it's Kodansha, it's like, you know, the big Japanese publisher, right? Yeah, New Dominion Tank Police is a great soundtrack. Ding, 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 ding. Yes, yes. And so this thing here, this is inspiring, like in a huge way to me, because it's like you can make the comic if you're telling a story. You can put it in a different format that other people can easily enjoy. Where, you know, like a motion comic or like a little piece of animation or anything like that. It can become a bit more of a passive experience just by adding some either dialogue or sound effects or just even a few little, like, you know, pieces of animation to move a frame or to, like, you know, like have a car pull away or something like that. I will cut you, Sumo. I will cut you. I know where you live. I know where your tater tots are, right? I will come for them. I will come for your tater tots. I will take their life. You know? That is what I will do. Also, listen, just see this. Okay, we're in a weird situation now because I'm trying to organize and clean up my existence. And so we've got some Wizard Twisted Toy Fair theater here right now. And, you know, we've got a whole bunch of action figure comics, little gags, little fun times. Hulk rather be naked than wear fur. Hulk for meta. You know. Amigos for the ethical treatment of animals. Yeah. Listen, I've got Tank Police. I've got New Dominion Tank Police and Tank Police. It's here, you know? But yeah, little toy fairs, you know, introduction by Kevin Smith before he died and they replaced him with a pod person that cries all the time, you know? Back when he was somewhat funny, you know? That I would allow him to say things, you know? Now I don't. I say no. Say no, Kevin. Stop saying things, you know? But that's just me. Look at how little and sad Godzilla is. He's climbing out of the water up onto the docks. Remember Fish Police? Yes. Yes, I do. Okay. Godzilla slides right in here. He's ready to fight this New York sewer rat for supremacy in the underground pits. And here we are. Oh, for sure, for sure. What's funny is, like, everything that Shiro has done, I've thoroughly enjoyed. Whether it's, like, Tank Police, and he's also worked on a lot of stuff as, like, just a character designer, you know, or he's, like, done a little bit of, like, pre-planning, like, on the scripts and stuff like that, and then other people have just taken them. There's a manga called, I believe it's Devastator Hammer, that he plotted and did all the, like, pre-planning work for, and then another artist drew it all, and another writer, like, you know, tuned his script. And this was, like, in the, like, late 80s. It was, like, ASCII Comics in Japan. It never came out here. Yeah, exactly. Hammer. I hardly knew her. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, like, Masahune Shiro's done a ton of stuff. And, like, for games. Like he did like character designs for like the Fire Emblem games and stuff like that, like on the DS. There's there's a game that I have. Hold on one sec. There's this game right here called Project Horned Owl. It's a light gun shooter for the PlayStation 1. And yeah, he did all the character designs and plotting and stuff like that for it. Mecha designs, the whole thing. And it's just like a Time Crisis or Virtua Cop or House of the Dead style light gun shooter. But it's like, you know, sci-fi, cyberpunk kind of deal, if it'll zoom in there. But yeah, like, you know, so it's just like a light gun shooter. Works with the mouse or the gun. And yeah, pretty cool. You know, Masamune Shiro all over it. Like, look at his great art, like inside the packaging. You know, like that's how you have to roll in these virtual streets. You got to be all up on everything that Masamune Shiro has touched, looked at, and felt in his cold black heart. You know what I'm saying? And that's what I do. You know, it's how it is. It's the way I like it. Yeah, Appleseed's great. Kind of my only issue, really, with Masamune Shiro right now, is that literally he just works on world Bibles for Appleseed and Ghost in the Shell. He doesn't really do more Ghost in the Shell or more Appleseed or anything like that. You know. Oh, Einhander. Yes. Einhander was great. Square Enix published... Yeah, okay. Here we go. Phil. See, back in the 90s, when Square was experimental, right? Like, you could get stuff like Einhander, Air Guys, Brave Fencer Musashi, right? Yeah, like... Well, yeah, it would have been Squaresoft, Square Enix at the time, right? And like that's the thing, like, right, like they were doing like Racing Lagoon and you know, Final Fantasy Tactics, like just like Square made a ton of great games, right? And then like now they're just like, meh, like I don't know, Square is a shell of the company it used to be, especially in the 90s and early 2000s. Like, you know, like all the Final Fantasy stuff. Like, I mean, like, yeah, they made racing games. Like, they just did everything back then. Wrestling. Square published wrestling games in Japan. Like, it's crazy. K-Pop and I are going to rewatch and review Tank Police on her channel. The stream will be called J. Ryan's Video Exposed. Yes. Yes. I still have a copy of BFM Plus Prime Strategy Guide, $15 on eBay. Yeah, well, go check some of that stuff out now. I guarantee you're not paying $15 for a copy of Brave Fencer Musashi anything. You know what I mean? Now, listen. I know for a fact that that'll never happen. Right? Both of you at A have to be motivated. And B, have to get out of your own ways. And I guarantee that'll never happen. So here's the thing, right? Games have gotten really dumb. Like the prices for games have gotten incredibly dumb. Same with comics, a lot of collectible stuff. And collectors and resellers have really ruined the hobby. Like just really ruined it. And because like I'm in a bunch of like Discords and a bunch of things like that, and like if you're a big YouTube channel, and there's this gaming YouTube channel for like old stuff, and basically this Metal Jesus guy does these like hidden gems videos, and he does them, and a lot of people see them. He gets like hundreds of thousands of views on these gaming videos, right? But the problem with these hidden gems videos he does is that he basically will be like, oh, look at this PS2 game that was really great, or look at this like PS1 game that was really great. And naturally, since he's getting hundreds of thousands of people watching these videos, people go out and try to buy them, right? And so the problem with this whole scenario is not that people see it and go, oh, that's neat. That's a neat looking game. I'm going to go out and try to buy it. Is that he has a Patreon. And on this Metal Jesus guy's Patreon, he puts these Hidden Gems videos up 2 weeks before they hit YouTube. So what happens is a whole bunch of resellers and assholes will subscribe to his Patreon, see his Hidden Gems videos the 2 weeks before they come out, buy up as much of the gems, the quote-unquote hidden gems on his videos, right, as they can find. They will buy them up. And then by the time his video launches, there's 20 or 30 copies of, you know, Billy Hatcher and the Giant Egg, or whatever game, right? Like, you know, maybe it's like SmackDown versus Raw 2006 or something. I don't know, right? And so those games will hit eBay at crazy prices because they know that a certain amount of people are going to see that video and a percentage of them are going to go try to buy the game. So they fuck the market by basically flooding it with overexpensive shit that 2 weeks ago was like $10 and now it's 40 or 50. So it's a real problem, you know. And that's the thing, right? And so yeah, like it's weird. Yeah, right. Like exactly. The game market has gotten ridiculous. Like, and it's also like, it's really weird because it's also really heavily distorted by nostalgia, right? Like a complete copy of like Earthbound or a complete copy of Chrono Trigger, right? Like Chrono Trigger is a perfect example. Anybody back in the day who played Chrono Trigger and loved Chrono Trigger back in the day, there were millions of copies of that game around, right? There's millions, like literally millions of copies of that game around. But because the game is so popular and nostalgic for a lot of people, they actually want that game. They want to replay that game or remember the nostalgia and play on the Super Nintendo. So because of that, this not very rare game, a complete boxed copy of Chrono Trigger, goes for like $500 to $700 now. It's really crazy, right? And so yeah, like that's the thing, right? I know exactly what you meant, Sumo. You meant later. Because KSS is pretending he's going to go do something like gleaming the cube or maybe pump up the volume or something like that. But he's not going to do that. I know for a fact he's not. But yeah. So like, and I'm sure it happens in comics. And I'm sure it happens in a ton of other hobbies, right? Where people go into it and basically they just want to preach to the converted. They want to monetize the real fans, right? And exactly, flip that fucking table. You know what I mean? And so like they just want to monetize the people who are passionate about the hobbies, whether it's comics, whether it's games, you know, trading cards, sports cards, whatever, right? And so there's always somebody looking to essentially like abuse the diehards, right? The people that have the nostalgia. Excuse me. And so yeah, like so that guy has kind of like, and it's not his fault. He just has a big channel, and people go out of their way to, you know, basically use his videos to like screw over people who want to buy games that they kind of get nostalgic for, or just have never seen the game before and it looks good because he showed it off in a video and they're like, oh cool, I'm gonna check that out. And now they're gonna pay $30 to $50 more than it would have been 2 weeks before, right? And so in some ways, you know, it's a buyer's market, but the problem with it being a buyer's market is that if one person pays $70 for a game that 2 weeks ago was $20, it sets a precedent when you go and look at the sold items on eBay, right? And so like then you're like, oh, it sold for 70. And so other people who are selling will look and see what it's selling for, and then they'll price it higher. And so eventually a game that was like $15 to $20 on average now becomes a game that kind of ends up averaging out at $40, right? Because some people went high on it, some people went kind of okay on it. And then it just kind of sets this weird, establishes this pattern of that's what the game can go for, right? And so, it fucks with the market, and it just makes it kind of like annoying. It makes it more expensive than it ever needs to be, right? And so, because some of these games are literally printed in the millions of copies, and it's like one of those things. Like, sure, like I own physical games that there are only 3,000 of on planet Earth, right? I own games that there are like maybe 5,000 physical copies of on planet Earth. And I get that, right? Like, I get that there is a value, an inherent like commodity to its rarity, right? But I'm one of the collectors who I don't collect in a thought that I'm ever going to resell anything. I collect to have the library, to have access, right? So I can just walk to the shelf, right? Like, so I can walk to a shelf and just pull this out and go, here's this copy of Project Horned Owl. Masamune Shiro did art on it, and I can just talk about it, and I can play it, and I can show it off, whatever, right? And so to me, it's more about access than it is about monetary value. Like, the access is more important to me than being able to resell it. Like, sure, some of the stuff that I have will, easily be resellable if I decide to, like, pare down my collection, or I suddenly just ain't feeling it anymore. You know what I mean? Like, sometimes you just kind of aren't feeling it. And so that's great, right? But I've never collected for that. It's always been, so I could have the experience, so I could own the game and I could play it whenever I wanted, and, that kind of thing. It's mostly been just for the enjoyment, the love of the game, as it were, and I feel that way about like stuff like this, like, the Godzilla Essential, because, it's like, that's the thing. Like, I could go and buy all the individual comics, or I could buy this Essential and see it all in black and white and see the inks and see the line work and all that kind of stuff, right? And I still get the same enjoyment out of it. It's just that I'm not getting it in 4-color, 1980s glory. You know what I mean? I'm getting it stripped down and raw, and I like that. That's a cool way to do it. The collective willingness of the consumer to move away from physical media. They will, and a lot of people are having those regrets right now. Like, there's a lot of games coming out that even if you buy a physical copy and it's just a disc, you're gonna get it's a key on the disc, and it doesn't install anything. It just queues a download, right? So you're buying a game that is essentially digital only, but the disc is giving you the key to tell your system to download it. It's the same with a lot of those game key cards that you see on the Nintendo Switch 2. There's no game on the thing. It is literally just a useless piece of plastic. And so if they ever take the servers down, those things are useless. Same with the PS5 games that just have a key on them. It's a problem. It really is a problem for game preservation, right? Like, and that's kind of the unfortunate thing, right? Like, and that's kind of the interesting thing. Like, I literally have games that a handful of people on the planet, like, ostensibly, as far as you go, it's like 8 billion people on the planet. And when some games literally only had print runs of maybe 3,000 to 5,000, you're literally talking about a handful of people on the planet who have access to that and have the ability to preserve it, right? And that's interesting to me, right? Like, and that's the same thing with comics, right? Like, you could argue that with a lot of books and stuff now, right? Like, there's probably, because some Marvel and DC comics have only sold a few thousand copies in print, there could be some inherent future archival value to those books, right? Certainly not popular value or storytelling value, but there still could be a curio, right? They still could present people with like, oh, this is one of these very rare comics that came out in the mid to late 2000s, and let's have a look at how messed up it was, right? But yeah, I don't know. The whole collecting thing is really interesting to me, and talking to a lot of people who actually collect stuff, and the reasons a lot of people collect comics, is really interesting, because a lot of people collect things not even to enjoy them, right? Like some people will buy 5 covers of a book just because they like the art on it. Like it's like, oh, it's Jeff Scott Campbell did 2 variant covers for this book, I'm going to buy it. And they'll never read the book, but they're just buying it to slab the J. Scott Campbell cover, right? Just how it is. So, yeah, I don't know. It's one of those things that's pretty interesting. But yeah, it's just the whole mentality for a lot of it's really weird, right? So yeah, I don't know. It's what it is. But yeah, I do find, like, you know, even with stuff like this, like as a collector, you know. But yeah, well, and see, that's the thing, Phil. Like everything I'm collecting, I have no plans on selling it, right? Like somebody will find my dead body slumped over this desk, and then they'll have to figure out what they do with all this garbage, right? Because like that's the thing. I don't have any plan. Like I don't have any plan on selling any of this stuff. I've never picked it up, and even some of the stuff that I've spent money on, where I've had to spend like $100 or $200 on a rare game. I spent that money because I wanted to play it, right? Like to me, it's like, you know, it's like some people are going to spend money on a trip, or some people are going to spend money on, you know, sneakers or clothes or parts for their tuning their car or whatever, right? And so for me, I'm just like, well, if I spend a couple $100 on a game or something like that, and I enjoy it, and I get to play it again and again and again, that's worth it to me, right? Like it's an experience that I'm gonna have, and really, even if I spend that kind of money and I find that I don't like the game, chances are I'm going to be able to get my money back out of it, right? Like typically, like when you buy a lot of these things, they don't tend to go down in value, right? Like it's very uncommon for, like, if a game gets to $150, $200, $300, typically it's not going to start going down in price, right? Like I haven't seen any of these kind of high-end, like more sought-after collectible games. I haven't seen them go down in price, right? It's pretty uncommon. The only time I think I've ever seen any kind of fluctuation really in any of these more sought-after games is if they do like a remake or a collection, right? So if you can get like they did a Tomba re-release, and so Tomba was like a side-scrolling kind of platformer adventure game, and they put it out on and it was a PS1 game, and they put it out on a physical copy on PS4 and Switch, right? And so that game's like a $300 game, but now people can just pick it up for $50 and play it on their Switch, right? And so that basically, you know, kind of kills the value for any of that, right? Hey, have a good night, Black Lads or Black Scamps. Take it easy. Yeah, I probably won't be on too much longer either. I've been ranting for a couple hours now. But yeah, have a good night, man. Take it easy. But yeah, like it is that whole, like, that collector mentality and all that kind of stuff, and the market and like what people are willing to pay for things and stuff. Like, look at Tiny Godzilla throwing this black man into the water. He knows he can't swim. Why would Godzilla do that? Incredible. But oh, look, Godzilla versus the Fantastic Four, Men and Monsters, and the Metropolitan Museum. You know what I mean? That's like, oh, you thought that was funny, did you? You thought that was funny, K-pop. I see how it is. but yeah, like, you know, that's kind of the like the really interesting thing about any kind of collecting, right? Like, and you see a lot of people who collect comics and don't read them, and I kind of touched on that earlier, right? Like, where they're just buying the covers and doing whatever, and I'm just like, that's, you know, or the people who are like, I just buy Spider-Man. They don't read it, but they just buy it, like, you know what I mean, to have complete runs, right? And I've just never been that kind of collector, right? Like there are people who will like buy, like, want every Wii game, like the Nintendo Wii. And I'm like, you're gonna buy like all these garbage sports games and all that shovelware that came out on the Wii, and then still buy, like, you know, all the Maddens that came out or all the FIFAs, and it's like, you don't want to play any of that, right? And so for myself, like, personally, I take a more curated approach, right? Like, I'm like, here are some of the like more interesting, some of the best games like on the Wii. I'm gonna buy those, or some of the most interesting games on the GameCube, or, you know, the Wii U or DS or whatever, right? Like, yeah, like, I'm not going to buy Madden games or RBI baseball or whatever just to like fill holes in a collection and complete a collection. Like, that just doesn't interest me. Like, if I'm not gonna play it, like, I'm not gonna have the experience, I'm not gonna enjoy it, or at least like find it like a curiosity. I'm not going to waste my time with it, right? Yeah, like, that's the real thing, right? And so yeah, like, I just don't get that mentality. And it's like, yeah, do whatever, you know, not my monkeys, not my circus kind of thing, right? Listen. Yes, there are other holes that are more pressing that need to be filled. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, right? Like, that's the thing. But yeah, like, I don't know. It's weird, right? Like, I don't know. I guess, you know, maybe there's some kind of whatever and being like, I have all of them. I've caught them all. You know, I've caught all the Pokemon. And you look at your shelf and you're like, I've got them all. But like, there's always something else, right? Then there's like, oh, this weird game that came out in Germany, you know? And then it's like, oh, well, what about this? Like, you know, yes, I do. Yeah, like, well, I think, here's the thing, right? Like, I think even if games and even if comics and everything, like, even for the mainstream, like, you see movies and you see like a lot of stuff that have gone full digital, right? And even music, for the most part, is full digital, but there's still music shops, like, you know, like shops that sell CDs. Like, Walmart carries vinyl, right? Like, so there are still those like niche kind of things, right? So I think even if everything goes digital, I still think there will be, like, you know, I mean, they make new Super Nintendo carts, new Genesis carts, stuff like that, right? And so I think there will always be that niche. There will always be some people who just want to own it physically and have it on their shelf or on their wall or whatever, right? And I do think that's kind of how it's going to go. You know, even if the mass market, everybody out there, millions of people are just pushing a button and getting it. Oh, jeez. Goddamn, Sumo. Sorry, Sumo. Damn. Thought you had your volume down low. You're not listening to my dulcet tones. What are you doing, Sumo? God. Yes, Vector Man. Or you could play, oh, the Genesis had some great stuff, like Troubleshooter, great. Hold on. I'm gonna scroll. I'm gonna scoot over here. Look at this. I'm gonna roll back. I'm far away. See, now you could scroll in here. Whoop. Little Soul Deece nuts. On the Genesis, little side-scrolling shooter action. It pops in clear there. Yeah, you know, little soul deece. Good times. Good times. You know. And then from our friends at Vic Tokai, a little troubleshooter on the Sega Genesis. This is it's a rare puppy. It's a side-scrolling shooter, adventure game. And you play as both girls, and you can alternate them, spinning them around and shooting forward and backward. It's like a side-scrolling, like, action shooter. Yeah, good shit, good shit. Let me tell you. Let me tell you. It's just how it is. Just, you gotta get in there. You gotta have that stuff. You know. Yeah, but that's the thing, right? Like, and that's the thing, too. Like, I don't have the biggest Genesis collection, right? Like, but I have a bunch of stuff that I really like, right? And it's the same with, like, Super Nintendo. Listen, if you've got an addiction to friction, I can tell you how to get there. But yeah, like, you know, and that's the thing. And same with Super Nintendo. Like, I've got, like, the Speed Racer game on Super Nintendo, things like, you know, the Sailor Moon RPG and side-scrolling beat-em-ups and stuff like that on Super Nintendo. Yeah, just stuff like that. Like, you know, yes, Phil Collins is glad to, like, collect Genesis. Awesome one, you are a treasure. You know what I'm saying? Like, you are a treasure. But yeah, right, like... A lot of this stuff is, oh, look at the thing just chilling. Smoking a cigar and watching Godzilla on TV. It's a good time. But yeah, like, I don't know. It's the whole thing, like, I don't know. Sometimes I even wonder, right, like, why I bother with some things at all, right? And then other things I'm just like, no, but I super enjoy it, right? Like, and so you just have to check it out, right? You just have to get in there and while the getting's good and enjoy it, you know? But yeah, it's just how it is. It's just how you gotta roll. There's some really interesting shots and stuff in this, like how heavy these blacks are. With Reed Richards kind of popping. Oh, look, it's a cigar off. Damn. They are popping cigars left and right. The Thing cigar versus Dum Dum Dugan's cigar. Oh, flame on. There's a lot. The battling is commencing. You know how it is. It's getting good. It's getting good. Yes, Cretaceous dinosaurs. This way. We've got to go to the aquarium exhibit. Oh shit! They dunked Godzilla in there. Godzilla battles the raging might. Oh, that's right. He fights Devil Dinosaur in this too. See, like this was actually really good, right? Like as far as it being this kind of trip through the Marvel universe and across the United States, where you know Godzilla fights Devil Dinosaur and they battle it out on the edge of the future. You know what I'm saying? It's good. Also, Ben Grimm, just looking fit to be tied. Look at him. The new thing is flying saucers and Pillsbury Doughboy. Woo! Yeah, it's good times. Good times. Oh, we'll slide back up here. But you know how it is. You know how it is. You know how we live in. Godzilla's tied to the bottom of the shield carrier. Incredible. This guy, they fished him out because we know he didn't swim back. We know he never got back to shore on his own. They fished him out. Boom. He's on his way to fight Devil Dinosaur. So good. Yes. Oh, look. Damn. Going right for his nipple meat. Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't go for Godzilla's nipple meat. Nobody likes that. See, look, and we get cool, like, giant kaiju lizard battles. Look at this. That's like, for whatever reason, that gives me a very He-Man vibe. That's kind of cool. It's a good time. Yep. Cretaceous, delicious period of dinosaur. Yes. Look. The devil and the dinosaur. See what they did there? It's all good. Look at these. Like, there's some really great stuff in this. Well, I mean, if you're biting the nipple, I mean, you are inherently controlling it. Do you know what I mean? Right? Like, there's no release there. Like, you know, no one's saying, hey, you don't got control of this nipple. If your teeth are on that nipple, it's yours. You own it. You know what I'm saying? You might as well, you know, you might as well own it, you know, because they ain't owning it. You know what I'm saying? That's all I'm saying. Look at this. Dum Dum Dugan smoking. I'm telling you, listen, you gotta own the nipple. You gotta control it. It's just the way it is. Yes. Look at this guy. He's got no teeth. He's the most popular man in the village. You know what I'm saying? Exactly. The nip slip. Vision. Iron Man. Thor. Ant-Man. The Wasp. King. Once more. That's right. Godzilla's big. Fantastic Four still all up in this. Listen. Godzilla has taught me nothing except kindness, right? Friend to all children, Godzilla, has taught me that, you know, I should be kind to some people, right? Yeah. Well, listen, you don't oppress the nipple, right? Because, you know, you want to come back, right? You don't want to depress the nipple either, right? But you controlling, owning, putting the nipple in the zone, you want to do that. You know what I mean? That's just me. J. Jonah Jameson, he knows. He knows about nipple control. He knows about nose. He knows. Now, if you're not controlling the nipple, who's controlling your nipples, right? So you better get out there and start controlling. Exactly. Also, nice to see you still hear some person. He does eat. Godzilla does eat. He eats nuclear energy. He eats nuclear fission power. You know what I'm saying? He converts that into powerful energy blasts. You know, unlike Thor, who just has a dumb hammer, right? That's all I'm saying. See? Thor, he just like swings a hammer around, does stuff. Tries to prevent this man from committing suicide. J. Jonah Jameson pulls his hair out in frustration. It's good. It's very good. Look at that. That is a very like Walt Simonson kind of Thor looking there. Interesting. We went from like a really heavy feel of like Kirby in some of this Herb Trimp stuff. That's interesting. Like even look at Reed here. Interesting. Oh, but yeah, we're still seeing the Kirby in Iron Man. That's interesting. That's kind of cool though. Damn, this Asian guy hates it. It's Rob. You've got to listen to me, Godzilla. You've got to give me your trust one more... Godzilla, give me your trust just one more time. You know what I'm saying? Trust me on this. Trust me. Godzilla. Okay, so... See, here's what I'm telling you. This is what Godzilla has taught me. Right here. The answer. Extended talons capable of crushing forged steel. And capable, too, of tenderness. Right? Oh, thank you, Godzilla. Thank you. See, that's what Godzilla does. What if that trust should waver, even for the briefest of moments? Yeah. Now, Godzilla, you've got to get away from here. Away from this city. You know? He's a metaphor for the rage in our hearts. You know what I mean? Spider-Man was taking this picture, and he's like, take it off, you dirty whore. Take it off. Take it all off. He's getting pictures. And then he's like, oh shit, I better go save people. Godzilla's wrecking things. See? Just as well, I'm really bushed. Peter. Bushed. You know? And then, like, boom, Godzilla's gone. Single tear. This is the sadness. This is the sadness that, yeah, Rage Against the Nip. And by Nip, we mean Nippon. The glorious Nippon. Godzilla wanders out to sea. Never again to reign upon this dominion. And there we go. That's how it is. That is Godzilla King of the Monsters 1 to 24. 22 of these excellent issues. Herb Trimp. Tom Sutton. Those other 2 issues. What can I tell you? You know? And so, yeah. You know, hold on. I'm going to swing. Now I'm going to swing over here, right? This is what we're going to do. Maybe we're going to destroy things. Maybe the world's going to explode. I'm going to slide over here. You know, where the fun is. Where the action is packed. And where all the controls are. Right? And then I'm going to switch this. You know? That's going to do it for me. Thanks everybody for stopping by. You know? But yeah, we'll be back. There'll be more streams. There'll be game streams. There'll be sketch cover streams. There'll be 11 by 17 full page art streams. You know, who knows? There won't be any paper mache streams, but we can hope. You know? I don't know. But yeah, everybody, have a good night. And I'll leave you with this.
I know you and me are like Coke and icy. Coke and icy. Together, 2 and 2, it will become yummy. Oh, so yummy. You want me, make you happy. I need you right now. Hurt me. Love is okay, but not in a homo way. No homo. I know this sometimes, see, we do talk like a baby. Talk like baby. Finally, I know this, you love me like you love mommy. Love your mother. Coca cannot live, I see. Love you like sugar daddy. Motherfucker. Love is okay, but not in a homo way. I know you and me are like Coke and icy. Coke and icy. Together, 2 and 2, it will become yummy. Oh, so yummy. You want me, make you happy. I need you right now. Hurt me. Love is okay, but not in a homo way. No homo. I know this sometimes, see, we do talk like a baby. Talk like baby. Finally, I know this, you love me like you love mommy. Love your mother. Coca cannot live, I see. Love you like